Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick thing.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
We don't care about anything else. We're walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Got her in. Oh. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop! Stop it now! I order you to stop! I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. That's not... look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you got to fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah. Okay.
I got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Terrence Pop here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And yes, we moved the studio around. Things are a little bit different. I was breaking my back at the stool bar thing, and we had to come up with something different. Now, everyone should know.
Wait. You're saying just because you're a crybaby?
Yes.
Okay, I'll carry on.
All right. As we all know, Trump has been found guilty of all 44 counts in the trumped-up case against him. Now, what the Democrats and the rest of this country don't seem to realize is this is basically forcing the country into two camps right now. You got the liberal left and the conservative right. And let's be honest, this lawfare is not going to end. The Republicans are going to fall in suit. There are more red states than blue states, so we can expect a lot more indictments for individuals throughout the country and all the federal and local governments. It's going to get to the point where nothing will get done. And this is strictly my opinion. Nothing will get done, and at some point, we will slip into a hard separation, which is usually followed by the release of freedom seeds into the wild. And for those of you watching that don't understand exactly what freedom seeds are, they have a terminal velocity, a maximum effective range, and they're extremely unpleasant when they're released in your direction. I have no idea. Well, I do have an idea why we're here and how we got here. I'm just at the point where I just can't believe it's happening, because I was at one time one of those blue-pilled guys who believed that it would never happen here. We're completely immune to the evils of the rest of the world. And little did I know where we actually slipped into a banana republic, I would say about 20 or 30 years back. It just wasn't as obvious as it is now, in my opinion, of course. All right, we have Battle Dwarf on station, and we have Jimmy, the button-pushing Mache.
That may or may not be a little bit evil.
That's true. That's true.
It's all right.
Allegedly,
anyway,
allegedly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everyone's watching me, and I'm sitting here behind my D&D table with my hex map out on the deck.
Yeah. Let's get some.
All right.
Play some old school D&D. Let's play Keep on the Borderlands.
Ooh.
So this stuff that Pop's talking about, first of all, it was 34 counts, not 44 counts.
Oh, I fucked.
But that's fine. It doesn't really matter because they're all stupid anyway. Carries a potential of 136 years in prison. And given the fact that they convicted him in the first place, you can bet that they're going to do everything in their power to send Donald J. Trump to prison. Now, this whole thing is, one, obviously ridiculous. It is patently and obviously ridiculous. They're basically trying him for the whole Stormy Daniels thing that was put to bed like 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah, I believe they did pass a law so that she could actually come after him.
Oh, yeah, in New York.
Yeah.
I'm sure that that's the case.
Actually, that was for the other one, the crazy psycho lady. That's
the one that obviously nobody would sleep with.
The one that said "Rapé is sexy" to Cooper Anderson.
Yeah, the psycho.
Yeah, that was the first one. And actually, there was 2 signed sworn documents by Stormy Daniels saying that this alleged affair never happened.
That doesn't matter because
and
what we've got is a banana republic. So.
Yeah, paying people to shut their fucking pie hole is not a crime. Number one. Number two, these at most, if there were ordinary people getting tried under these 34 whatever charges, there were misdemeanors and high misdemeanors. Somehow they were converted to felonies. Which
somehow.
I don't seem to understand how or why that happened.
Don't be ridiculous.
And also,
Bolsheviks.
Yeah, there's been so many cases, my mind is starting to blend them all together.
Yep. Yeah, and we also have to remember that the DA in New York City, if I remember correctly, and if the numbers are right, out of all of the felonies that were happening inside New York City, 60% of them got downgraded to misdemeanors.
I think the number was actually higher than that, Jimmy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, actual serious felonies up to and including murder were downgraded to misdemeanors. But somehow Trump has been brought up on 34 felony charges for allegedly giving money to D-lister, sex worker, porn star thing, whatever the hell she is.
Well, with the current one,
Yeah.
where he was convicted on, I don't understand. I mean, yes, he's in charge of the corporation, but you and I both know that as a leader, you can really only effectively lead between 7 and 21 people, depending upon your skill set.
Yes.
All right, so he is way the hell up here. How many levels of mid-level management between him and where this check was cut?
I would say a minimum of 3 to 5.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say somewhere around 6 to 8. So I have a few more than you, but my thing is this: just think about this. As a CEO of any corporation out there, you are now in the crosshairs of any government in any state to take you down for some bullshit that happened within the corporation, which you did not have direct visibility over. And in this particular case where Trump was convicted, the key witness is is he a convicted felon, plagiarist?
Which one?
Was it Cohen? Was his name?
Every single one of them was. Cohen was a convicted felon.
Yeah, and he embezzled like a minimum of $60,000.
Something like that. These people don't care. What you're missing is both you and I are trained to play by the rules. We automatically assume that everybody is going to play by the rules. These people do not play by the rules at all. They have no intention of it. And I see a lot of stuff flying around about when this started. Here's what I think about when all of this started. It's been going since Herbert Marcuse entered Columbia University in 1932. For those of you who don't know who he is, Herbert Marcuse was one of the founders of the Frankfurt School. Now, he gummed up the works really bad. He started feminism. I wish we had found him when we first started Second Class Citizen.
Yeah.
He's the one who's got the women in front of academia in 1976, 1977.
Okay.
Herbert Marcuse was the guy who opened the door for women, as it were, so that they could do the feminist thing that they're doing now.
Yes. Wait. You mean the feminist door to social, to communism and
yes,
socialism?
Those are the ones, the very same.
Yeah. Okay.
The very same.
Well, let's just be honest. I mean, this whole trans thing, which brought in by the feminists want this. They wanted equality, and then it came to equality of outcome. Well, that is communism. Straight up.
Yeah, it all is. All of the whole thing is.
Yeah.
So this kicked off in earnest when George Bush 41 said in, I think it was 1988, when he first got elected, he talked about a new world order. And everybody's like, oh, hey, he's giving one of those speeches. This guy was the director of the CIA, which we now know is the action arm of the State Department, which we now know is probably the most treasonous organization in the country.
You're talking about the one that's supposed to operate outside the country, but somehow they're operating inside the country.
That's the one. That would be them. George Bush said that. I think that was the kickoff for what we're seeing now. Not the whole thing. Just the portion we're seeing now where the United States gets dismantled. Because that's when things started to get fucking weird. Was right around 1988. You started to see more of the stuff down in South America where they were sending you guys down there, but not letting you really do anything.
The counter drug stuff.
Yeah, because you could have stopped that crap.
Well, here's the thing.
If they had cut you loose and let you write your own plans, could you have effectively stopped any of that?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is the way it works. It was the same thing in Vietnam. You have
correct.
you give them the mission, you tell them what you want, you give them the equipment and all the support they need to get the mission done and let it happen.
Yes.
You don't sit there and rein people in like, oh yeah, you can't bomb the North because you're killing too many civilians. War needs to be how it's supposed to be. Savage, brutal, no compassion, no mercy. It needs to be so fucking vile that we don't want to do it. That's how war should be waged, and that is how you win. Period.
Yeah.
You have to get fucking medieval. I'm starting to get spun up. All right.
That's okay. That's absolutely good. It goes all the way back to like 300 BC. One of the kings of Sparta before Leonidas, it was like 2 kings before him, said in this treatise on war that he wrote, war should be short for 2 reasons. They should be as brutal as possible so that you win, and they shouldn't teach your enemy anything about war, because when you protract a war, you're teaching your enemy how to fight.
Correct.
You're teaching that enemy how to fight you. The longer you go in that war, the more you're teaching them how to fight. And now look where we are. When did that stuff start? In like 83, 84, really?
What, we're talking the counter drug stuff?
Yeah, under Pablo Escobar. That's when it first kicked off.
It started really ramping up in the late 70s, 79, 80-ish.
The coke trade started with a couple of guys out of Peru or Chile.
And didn't we have the
Pablo
CIA?
Escobar picked it. Yes.
They were delivering cocaine for their secret budget and selling it to, I have no idea why these people are allowed to get away with this shit. But this is not the first shit show an alphabet agency has done.
No.
We have the ATF just shot a dude in his house on a no-knock warrant. Nobody wore body cameras. They put tape over the ring bell, the ring camera, and literally just kicked his door down. And like anyone, you show up to defend your home and your loved ones, and they, I believe he got 1 shot off and hit a dude in the foot, and then they shot him in the forehead.
Yeah.
We had the same problem with Ruby Ridge, and then we had the one in Waco, Texas, where they didn't just they were going after Koresh, but they wound up basically burning the entire compound to the ground and killing dozens of people.
I think it was like 92 people, and a lot of them were women and children.
Yes. Yeah, and there's been nobody's done shit about that.
There's the Lavoy Finicum shooting.
Yep.
Where they ran him down.
What about all the fucked up experiments that
the list goes on and on.
It goes on and on.
We need the rabbit video. We need because rabbit holes.
Yes.
Rabbit holes all over the goddamn
place. Oh my God, we
keep
keep falling in the rabbit hole.
Falling in the rabbit hole. So with Trump's arrest, you have now opened the door for the Defense Department or the Justice Department to do whatever the hell they want. Merrick Garland said it today during an FBI interview that Pop and I were watching while we were filling our faces. He sat there and said to the Senate subcommittee on the budget for the FBI, we have a program. We're still 3 years later arresting all of these people who were in Washington, D.C., on various charges. And the senator says to him, the Supreme Court said that the charges you used against them were improperly used. What do you have to say to that? Well, we're still arresting all the people. They're going to keep arresting people.
Yes.
They're going to keep arresting people. This is not going to stop. You've got a full-blown Stasi going on in Washington, D.C.
Well, hang on. It's going on, and it's been going on for a while. They've just hit it well.
Yes.
All right. This is nothing new. I mean, I could say like Ruby Ridge was a Stasi fucking operation.
1992. They deliberately set him up. They were trying to force him to sell some other guy a sawed-off shotgun.
And he didn't want to participate.
He wanted nothing to do with it. He just wanted to go to his compound and be left the hell alone.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this is an exasperating subject because it's so obvious what's going on. This whole thing is going to spiral very, very badly now that Trump has been formally charged and is going to be sentenced now. I think he's sentenced on June 11th.
Yeah, something like that.
July 11th, 4 days before the RNC.
Yep.
July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention.
Yep. And I know there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, he's going to win on appeal." Look up the
how long does that fucking take?
That and look up at who the judges are in the Court of Appeals. Tell me Trump is going to win on appeal.
Hey, Jimmy, 2 more weeks, man. Trust the plan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 2 more weeks.
86D chess. Trust us. No thanks.
No, thank you.
I can't believe how many people fell for that QLARP. So from the second it took off, I knew that was a LARP. It's somebody inside the community who knew what they were talking about, but were obviously BSing their way through all of it and just randomly making stuff up.
Yes.
and randomly connecting dots. You can connect any two events. You can find a touch point between any two events. Your mom freaking frying fish in a frying pan and the downfall of some banana republic in South America.
Yeah.
I can sit down and find 2 points there somewhere that prove to you that because my mom chose to cook bass instead of salmon that night, that country fell. That's the kind of manipulative bullshit you can do if you know how to handle statistics and information.
Yeah, which I know how to.
Yeah.
I know how to massage the numbers. I'm not an expert at it yet, but I understand it when I see it.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: do we have any historic example of something similar to this ever happening? I think this is like a new kind of thing.
This is new because there's never been a country like America before.
Okay, yeah, well.
There's never been a country like America. America is basically 50 tiny little independent countries with a concierge service called the federal government, or at least that's how it was set up to be.
Yes.
Now that federal government has become the monster and is now trying to take over the states, and unfortunately a lot of the states are going along with it because they all have memberships at Davos.
Yes.
But what we're becoming is the world's largest banana republic. So let's talk about banana republics because everybody knows the word, but doesn't really know what it means for the most part, unless you're a freaking geek like me.
Yes.
The term banana republic describes a struggling country whose economy depends on exporting natural resources, particularly agriculture, hence the banana, to larger, wealthier nations. These countries are politically unstable, making them susceptible to worker exploitation, government corruption, and foreign control. While banana republic used to be a commonplace term in political science, it's considered derogatory today. So the United States is not a banana republic. It is behaving like a banana republic, but it is not a banana republic.
No, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
We're exporting agricultural products to other countries to stay alive and taking money from other countries.
Well, we do export a lot of food.
What we export is money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We export money and influence.
Yes. We have been exporting billions and billions of dollars.
Well, let's just be honest, though. When you're rounding people up for simply being somewhere on January 6th,
yes.
Throwing them in solitary confinement,
Yep.
trumped up charges.
Yes.
Literally, the trumped up charge literally means trumped up charge now because they trumped up charges on Trump.
Oh, Trump got
Trumped
up on trumped up charge.
Yes.
Did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming either.
I like that.
All right. So we've got that whole angle going on. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
We all know that the Epstein thing was a huge blackmail farm. Somebody set that up so they can have.
It's run by MI6 and Israeli intelligence.
Yeah, so they can basically
that's well known.
Manage and deal with any of these people that showed up there if they got in the way for anything that they wanted to do. My thing is this: if this gets dynamic, we're going to wind up with some version of Adolf.
Yeah,
that's just you're going to wind up with a super liberal Adolf who will become a tyrant and do similar things. Or you're going to get a super conservative Adolf, which will do the exact same thing, but to the opposite party. And we have hundreds of millions of people stuck between those 2 points who are going to be victims in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because in any civil war, a majority of the people in that country are nothing but victims.
Or bystanders.
Well, you can be a bystander while, your house is destroyed. You're still a victim.
During the Civil War, people would actually pack picnics, find hilltops,
yes,
watch battles.
In the beginning, until it got really nasty and they decided not to do that.
Decided they shouldn't do that, probably.
Because, the first Civil War, people thought it was like the Revolutionary War where people stood in lines and had very limited range for their muskets. The Civil War with rifled cannons, everyone had a rifle. You're talking, was a 62
caliber,
62 caliber, 270 grain slug could kill a dude at 3.5 clicks.
I don't know.
Yeah, you put up 45 degrees. That has so much energy at the end. Even if you hit it hits you on the downstroke, you're going down.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I had no idea it was that powerful.
Wow. A lot of the Civil War rifles, you could hit a man-sized target in the chest area.
Yeah.
500 to 800 meters.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, I'm a gun guy.
You are a gun guy. You are a gun guy. That's
Sorry.
I've completely lost the track. Where the?
I'm just saying.
We just went down the Civil War path.
But that's the thing is that is where this is heading. That's why I took us there.
I agree. So I want to define some terms real quick because everybody throws these terms around and doesn't really understand what they are. And this isn't for those of us who already know, but this is for the people who are listening that like to go, oh, it's going to be fascism. We've got Nazis everywhere. Okay, listen to me. Terms matter. What we obviously have is globalists and communists. This is a Bolshevik. The Bolsheviks were globalist communists. It's their entire agenda. One homogenized mud race under an elite rulership that doesn't mix race with everything out there and become a mud race. That's literally what they're planning. Nazis and fascists are ultra-nationalists. Okay, if we had Nazis or fascists, we'd all be singing God Bless America while shoving Mexicans and Jews into boxcars. Okay, that's how that works. Ultra-nationalists want to preserve their nation. Ultra-globalists don't have a concept of a nation. They don't want a concept of a nation because they have a ruling elite and a dirt class. Guess which one you are. If you're not living in Davos or the Hamptons, you're probably not the ruling elite.
You're dirt. Like me.
You're the dirt class.
I'm a dusty throwaway.
Me too.
Yep.
I like being dirt, though.
Yeah.
I
never seem to really. I did pretty good being a dusty dirt guy.
So
hang on. Let me make a quick announcement.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. We've been radically under-monetized. Like we make probably between 20%, somewhere around 20% of what we made 5 years ago. And we need donations to keep this whole ball rolling. So please help us out. You can use Stripe, Square, you could do Super Chat on Rumble, YouTube, Cash App. Jimmy will put up a banner so you guys can see where we're at, but it is what it is. We operate on a shoestring budget, and we've been in a knife fight with one of the primal forces of the universe, which is destruction, or you know it as death, and we're up to 546 lives saved using comedy, logic, reason. Hopefully we can keep doing this, but we need the support, so please help us out. There we go. Sorry.
Hey, I have a crazy idea.
Yeah.
When I worked corporate law in Detroit, I watched fundraisers for big corporations and everything.
Yep.
I think I want to try to write a plea to these corporations to get Redonkulas some attention and some proper funding as a 501c.
I've tried with a lot of these corporations, and they will not put me on their list.
What I'm hoping is, with our viewership, with as many people as we have, if we could write a declaration of Pop's independence and have viewers sign the damn thing and show these people that we're not just showing up, hat in hand. Please, sir, may I have a shekel? Here's a list of a whole shitload of the users and the viewers and everybody who's followed us for all these years, everybody who supported Pop for all of these years. If we can get signatures on a declaration of Pop dependence or something. That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Pop independence. Something.
Look, I'm here to keep people above the ground.
Declaration of Redonkulas.
Ooh.
Anyway, you get my point.
Yes, I do.
So let's see if we can do something like that. I'll sign. You got people already willing to sign. Because these corporations will donate, but they're just not going to donate to an empty hole.
Yeah, and we did finish the commercial, so it's being edited right now. So hopefully we can get it on TV.
Good.
And like the first commercial, they're like, "Oh my God, there's a gun! There's a toy!"
I told you yes. that you cannot say elephant on TV. You have to say pachyderm,
and that's what we did in the second attempt.
There you go. The problem with the commercial was that Pop dared to broach the fact that veterans commit suicide. Yep. And the TV channels went, "You can't say that. It means that people are actually killing themselves." Here, watch this episode of this police show where 75 people get shot in the face. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, but there it is. So, anyway, fascism, Bolshevism, ultranationalism, ultra globalism. We're dealing with ultra globalism. Don't use the wrong words. Words matter. Words have power. That's how the Bolsheviks get to us. Look at how they've managed to polarize everything from the concept of the word man and woman. You can't even say the word woman without a transverser getting upset.
Are you talking about the loose gay but twerking queer community in America?
I may be.
Yes.
It's
and
possible.
that's all their words.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take me out of context,
Yes.
they all say those words. I'm just repeating back what they say. When.
Yes. They hate it when we do that. They really hate that. So learn to use words, learn to use the correct words when it comes to this. Now, in the case of the Banana Republic, in this constitution of this small maritime banana republic was a forgotten section that provided for the maintenance of a navy. This provision, with many wiser ones, had laid inert since the establishment of that republic. Anchuria, a fictional country in a book, had no navy and no use for one. It was characteristic of Don Sabas, a man at once merry, learned, whimsical, and audacious, that he should have disturbed the dust of this musty and sleeping statute to increase the humor of the world by so much as a smile from his indulgent colleagues. The book Cabbages and Kings that they're talking about here is the first time a banana republic was mentioned, really, and it doesn't quite fit America. What we have is Bolshevik 1917.
Well, the thing is when this thing kicks off, it's going to be on steroids.
Yes,
because there are so many people out there who have weapons.
yes,
And rightfully so. And one of the reasons the Second Amendment is number 2 on the list is the First Amendment is supposed to bring attention to people of the corruption. The Second Amendment is to take steps if the corruption is not stopped.
Yeah.
And if you give any country enough time, they will go off the rails. It happens throughout all of history. Every single empire or government, if it goes on long enough, implodes and becomes a murderous hive of scum, villainy, and death. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely.
The fall of Rome, that was
Yeah.
incredibly fucked up.
Yeah.
We've had, there's some.
I could do an entire show.
Yeah,
on what
we're
led to
not.
the fall of Rome,
That's another
like,
rabbit
easily
hole
off the top of my head.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that hole.
Probably not want to go down that hole. So everybody's looking at this whole Trump thing. Oh, he'll get on the appeal, and we'll just vote harder, and blah blah. I'm going to be honest, folks. I don't know if we're going to make it to an election.
Yes,
I, honest to God, don't know if we're going to make it to an election.
All right. Question.
Yeah.
You can vote yourself into socialism and communism. How do you get out of it?
We didn't vote ourselves in.
Oh, yeah. You get out, you have to shoot your way out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's
unfortunate.
the only way out.
And listen, I don't want that to happen.
No.
I'm not calling for that at all. I'm
Nope.
just telling you how this is going to go down. Because when you leave a major blue city in most of the states in this country, the minute you go outside the city limits, Trump flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Meaning they grow our food. The Trump supporters or people supporting the conservatives and reality grow your food, control your water.
Yes.
I mean, literally control everything. And I've covered this in one of my Civil War videos where it's going to be the rural against the cities. The cities are fucked.
The cities don't have anything. They'll try to raid it first.
Yes.
But they'll be cut short. Look, where I live, I have already mapped out a 15-mile radius of where I want the choke points.
Yeah.
So that the citiettes can't get to the rural area.
The citiettes. I got to write that down. That's going in the book.
Seriously, I have mapped out the MSRs.
Yeah.
I've
That
mapped
stands
out.
for main service roads.
That's correct. Main supply routes. I have mapped out the air routes. I have mapped out potential airfields. We have an airfield in our area.
Mhm.
Not big enough to land anything bigger than maybe a 12-seater, something like that. But helicopters could easily get in.
The helicopters can land in a basketball court.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Mhm.
I've mapped out where roving bands might try to get in through the side roads, the straight roads. Every state basically has some straight roads to it that go back and forth, and they're old.
North,
Usually
south,
they're
east,
not-
and west.
Yeah. They're not perfectly straight, but everybody knows you can go up and down these roads. I've looked at that in a 15-mile radius around the rural area where I live in, and if shit goes sideways, I'm going to take a bunch of guys that I know who have farming equipment, and we're going to go dig some revetments, and
Obstacles?
put some dragon's teeth down,
Yeah.
and basically get some obstacles in
A
there.
couple of arbortices?
Yeah.
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 That's where you blow trees up and they fall in the road in some annoying pattern that's hard to clear.
Exactly.
And then if it really gets super dynamic, then you mine that.
Well, I was just about to say those areas that are suitable for airstrips in any way, shape, or form may or may not have tannerite.
Yes.
So that it's just cratered, so that you just can't put your aircraft down on it. And the chances are the Sidiots aren't going to have anything like a helicopter or anything like that.
Not in the beginning, no.
But I still want to be able to impede that sort of air traffic. And yes, I've created an entire defensive overlay for the region that we live in because we're the farm community, and right around 40% of Michigan's agriculture comes out of where I live.
Oh, really?
Yes. Right around 40%.
Yeah, you know what?
That's something to defend.
Well, this area, the only thing I've really mapped out is how to get the hell out of here on foot.
Yeah.
And basically, the power lines, they go all the way up to like 30, 42-mile road.
Yeah.
And once you get that far, you're outside the...
Get a bicycle with wide tires, dude.
Yeah.
It'll get you 20 miles away, and then you can worry about it from there.
Yeah, I probably have to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of different scenarios that are going on here, but one of the ones that's concerning that people have been seeing for a long time, and at first I poo-pooed it because I still hadn't accepted how bad shit had gotten. The FEMA camps, there are 800 FEMA camps out there, and that's the executive arm of the coming police state will head up all operations. If you don't think your own people will round you up, pay attention. Look what happened in the cities with the police forces.
I've already done a video on this. We have 800 FEMA camps throughout the country.
Yeah.
And most of them are literally turn the key, turn it into a concentration camp.
Yep.
Yeah. And listen, they're already in place. In some places, they own the land, but there's nothing there. It would take a CB unit 2 weeks to put up a prison camp or a concentration camp.
And what's the old saying? How do you turn a FEMA camp into a prison camp?
Yeah, just turn the direction of the barbed wire. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah. The camps all have railroad facilities as well as roads leading to and from the detention facilities. Many also have an airport nearby. You don't really want to transport large amounts of prisoner by air. That is a Hollywood piece of shit. They'll use rail lines and trucks.
Yes, and all of the Nazi concentration camps were all located near railroad.
Oh, they had railheads built specifically for them in many cases. Executive orders associated with FEMA that would suspend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. These executive orders have been on record for nearly 30 years. Oh, look, right around 1988.
Yeah, wow.
10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Hence my overlays.
All right, hang on.
10995.
These are simply executive orders. They are not laws that have been passed.
We have already seen that they will use executive orders to do whatever they please.
Yeah. Yes.
Biden's trying to issue executive orders right now to secure the border. Well, I think that what that means is he's going to create designated funnels so he can get as many illegals through specific
areas
as he wants to get some control over there, because you can't have zero control over the border.
No.
Even if you're a completely corrupt government hell-bent on destroying the country, you still need some control.
Well, the thing with him in the border is he's pissed off all of the border states to the point they want to leave the union.
Yeah.
And I think Texas is not even following anything he has to say anymore.
I don't know. I haven't been following that issue.
This is just rumor mill that I've heard from people that are down there, that a lot of the sheriffs in the area are literally disregarding Border Patrol orders.
Good.
This is just rumor.
Good. Yeah. I'd love to hear any of this verified.
Yeah.
Surely we have some users down in Texas.
Yes.
Do we have anybody in the group that is down in Texas near the border?
Let me know if the rumor's wrong. I want to know.
We'd love to hear some of that stuff. I know Michael Yan, the Green Beret, has been down in the Darien Gap reporting extensively on all of the traffic down there.
I would like to get him on the show.
I'd love to. I'll see if I can talk him into showing up. He's not like my homie.
I know
he exists in a chat room that I also exist in. Let's see here. 10995 allows the government to seize control of the communications media. They've already done that.
Yes.
10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. 10998 allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, trucks, vehicles, etc. 10999 allows the government to take overall food resources and farms, and so on and so forth. This list goes on.
This is a roadmap to slavery.
Yes.
That's exactly what this is.
Yes. Now, for those of you out there who are saying these aren't laws, the president can't do this, you're missing it. You're missing the point. This isn't meant to be laws. This is meant to be a map used by a tyrannical government that is taking over. They will use these to make their decisions. This isn't meant to be a law.
No.
This is meant to be a roadmap to throw in your ass in a concentration camp and taking all of your stuff.
Yeah. And we're going to see this, actually.
Yeah. They have
this is going to happen in the next 10 years in some point or form or fashion. And this is just, my prediction.
To an extent, somehow.
And I keep coming up with the numbers 36 and 38. Keep playing into a lot of the visions I have about what's going to take place in our future. I don't know what those numbers are. I don't know what they mean, but they keep popping up.
Are you dabbling in numerology?
No, I have nightmares.
Nightmares?
A lot of there isn't well, I shouldn't say that. Very few nights go by where I don't have horrible nightmares. And with these nightmares come visions and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm like, it's just a dream. Yeah. But the number 36 and 38 have been popping up for, I don't know, half a decade now since I was retired out of the Army in 2018.
38.
I have no idea.
That's odd.
I know.
That's odd.
No, actually,
what?
Those are actually even.
36 and 38 are even numbers.
Jimmy, to quote my wife, punch yourself in the nuts.
I'll get right on that.
Anyway, these executive orders that I just read through here, 11.921 allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency, FEMA, to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in the U.S. financial institution.
That's exactly the Communist Manifesto right there.
It's exactly. That's what I'm saying. These executive orders are not meant to be laws. They're not meant to be some sort of guidance, except for the communist takeover of the United States of America.
Beer me, baby! Beer me!
It's exactly correct. It's exactly the Communist Manifesto.
And when I made this video about the FEMA camps, I had so many haters like, oh, he got his information from WikiLeaks. He doesn't know anything. I know human nature. I used to hunt human beings. I know they're evil. I have seen it happen.
Yeah.
I have seen the corruption in other countries and what they fucking do. And the pattern is virtually identical. And that same pattern is now operating inside our country in the lower 48.
Yeah, that is correct.
It is alive and well.
Yeah. And with a lot of these things, I will find sources in like WikiLeaks and Wikipedia and everything. But here's the joy of being an actual intelligence analyst. What I do is use that as a starting point.
Yep.
And then I'll go through archives. I'll go through newspaper microfiches. I'll go through defense records if I can get a hold of those. Old newspaper sources, university papers, anything else that I can get a hold of. I don't use that as my proof.
This is one that I use, Al Jazeera.
Surprisingly accurate on a couple of subjects.
Like, how the fuck is this thing? Like, I remember going to Iraq in 2004 and doing stuff on the ground, and like within 4 to 6 hours, it's on CNN or MSNBC, and it's not the same. It's weird. And then you turn on Al Jazeera and like word for word, exactly what transpired on the ground, they're covering it.
Yes.
Like it's just beyond me.
I've mentioned this before. We had several ops where we would do something or something would happen and then we'd watch it on CNN a couple hours later, and we're like, that's completely wrong. None of that happened. Where are they getting this from? They would just make up stories. And it turns out they were coming from our leadership.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it was coming from our own leadership about the colonel level and up.
Well, here's the thing about the media. It's been bought and paid for 30 plus years.
Minimum.
It is the equivalent of elevator music.
Yes.
They shut the doors. You're safely behind 5 fences. They're pumping in the elevator music to keep you calm.
Yes.
Until they figure out a way to bring you out of the elevator, turn you into a slave, or kill you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely true. So on to our next little bit of fun here with the camps and everything. I've mentioned before the stuff that I saw from North Korea. I meant to bring the book.
It's okay. We'll bring it.
I have a report that our unit participated in writing between 1999 and 2001.
It's unclassed, right?
This is unclassed.
Oh, okay.
This is the embargoed report on North Korea from 2003. You can actually find it online if you've got $156 to drop, or you can just let me read the important parts to you. Probably should just let me do that part.
But here's the thing: is we know China is behind a lot of the shenanigans that taken place within our country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I put this on the list because we have 800 FEMA camps, which can easily become similar camps that are already operating in China.
So here's the thing. The Chinese and the Bolsheviks are laughing as we go, it's the Chinese! Because why can't we just do both?
Yeah, they are.
So we don't have just one enemy. We don't have one enemy. These people know and have basically divided up the world, and I compare it to Spectre from the James Bond films.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like Spectre from the James Bond films. You've got the Davos contingent, which wants Europe, and they're going to get Europe, and they'll have their comfortable little enclaves of their own kind while the Turks rape Germany and the Moroccans rape France and Italy, and the Arabs and the Indians rape England. I mean, this is what's going on.
Yep.
Oh, you can't say that. That's racist. It's literally what's going on.
If you look at the police reports, they're rife with this shit.
Sweden's the rape capital of the world.
Yeah.
How did Sweden become? Sweden was the pop music capital of the world. How did they become the rape?
That's where ABBA came from. Am I wrong?
I believe that's correct.
ABBA.
That's my point.
Whatever. Yeah.
ABBA, whatever. Doesn't matter. China wants resources and land. The Muslims are just enjoying the hell out of this because they're being allowed to go wherever they want, and they just want to expand and form new areas.
It's because it's written into their religion.
I don't view them as an active participant in this globalist thing here.
They're low-level
soldiers.
They're low-level soldiers.
They're taking advantage of a good thing as well.
Yeah.
Because they're being allowed to go in wherever they want and just populate.
Yep.
Hamtramck in Detroit used to be German and Polish. It's completely Yemeni now.
Yep, it is.
So the Chinese want land, resources. They've got a lot of Africa. They've got a lot of South America. They're getting a lot of American farmland. The American Bolshevik contingent, which is centered around Washington, D.C. and the Hamptons and those nice places that you never get to see, they want the East Coast of the United States and probably some of the West Coast areas. So you've got basically 3 major groups that are dividing up the world.
Yeah.
And they don't have any problem doing this. The chances are that the Europeans and the American contingents don't want anything to do with running the prison camps, so they'll probably hand them over to the Chinese. And if they do that, that's bad.
Yeah.
Because the Chinese are ruthless. No, I don't want to know when you publish, but thank you anyway. 10 detainees wearing blue and yellow prison smocks sit in the basement cell staring up at a TV that shows a speech by a local Xinjiang government official. Blue-clad guards, one holding a club about as big as a baseball bat, stands nearby. Beneath Chinese flags, several officials stroll along a brightly lit detention center corridor like visitors at a zoo, peering down through the grates into the basement cells where the occupants are out of view. A third photograph shows what appears to be an interrogation. A young man, hands and feet shackled to what police called a tiger chair, faces an officer at a desk equipped with a computer, camera, and microphone. A framed poster displaying the Chinese Communist Party's hammer and sickle emblems leaning against the wall, and a helmeted officer in full riot gear, visor down, holds a shield. Looks like this here.
Yep.
These prison camps are ruthless, and they will work you to death, starve you to death, harvest your organs, or just perform general experiments on you.
I believe like the Uyghur Muslims are getting raped out of existence.
Yes, the Tibetans are getting the same treatment, but that's just not in the news anymore. Tibetans are being moved out of Tibet and forced to move into Chinese communities, and they separate the males and females so that there won't be any more Tibetans in probably 2-3 more generations. These prison camps, and I've dealt with the North Korean ones, with people from the North Korean ones, are brutal, and they're very real, and there's a very good chance that these prison camps could show up here, and they would be run by the Chinese.
They're already running police stations around here.
Yes,
I mean,
there are Chinese police stations in New York, and I mean Chinese police stations.
Yes.
The border has already puked up something along the lines of 50 to 100,000 Chinese fighting age males.
Yeah, it's like a small army.
Something like that. That's
a whole army.
That's 3-4 divisions. That's an army.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a corps.
It's all right. It's still a fucking army.
I know.
I mean, come on.
I hear you. They're in here, and I'm going to pull this one here. Swole Chihuahua says there are about 250,000 Chinese special forces in CONUS. Now, China doesn't have that many special forces. That one I happen to know, but they are probably Chinese regulars, and there would be a lot of Chinese special forces with them coordinating and running the efforts. It's just a matter of time before that starts to surface.
We already know the infrastructure's there because
Yep.
the dry run was Antifa. Now, I know there's a lot of people like, these guys know what they're fucking talking about. That could never happen. It's happening right now in front of your goddamn faces.
It already happened during the 2020 elections.
Yeah.
With the Antifa stuff. I produced a whole bunch of reports on this. The propaganda coming out of Antifa was consistent across the nation, and it was stock Chinese propaganda terms all the way through. The imagery was Chinese propaganda. The words were Chinese propaganda. The phrasing was Chinese propaganda. The messed up grammar was Chinese propaganda.
All right, let's be correct here.
Go ahead.
All propaganda follows a certain pattern.
All propaganda follows a certain pattern, but you can recognize the style of propaganda from country to country. I can pick out quite a few.
I myself, I knew it was propaganda. Yeah. I was suspected it was CCP behind it, but I don't have the level you do of expertise you do.
No, it's called Bira. The propaganda is called Bira. We had whole classes on how to recognize, hey, this is Chinese. Hey, this is actually coming out of Taiwan. It's not actual Chinese. It's like counter propaganda.
Because PSYOP is a weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if this gets dynamic, you're going to have to realize that the media is not on your side. They are a propaganda arm of the occupying force.
That is absolutely 110% correct.
And I mean, it is what it is. All of our media is owned by 6 corporations. Why do you think that is? Because we're being set up for a great fall.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, it's already here.
Mm-hmm.
It's already here. The whole thing with 9/11. It was an inside job. It was this guy. It was that guy. It was a bunch of guys. The guys who actually did it were allowed to do it by our own government. That's fairly obvious. And it was done to kick off the Patriot Act, which was the very beginning of the real serious communist control,
the stranglehold
of the country. The stranglehold.
It was the stranglehold.
One of the key indicators that tripped me right away is our friendly little moose humping neighbors to the north.
Yeah.
When when Pop and I were teenagers, you could go to Canada on a library card.
Yeah.
You could literally pedal your bike across the bridge, show a library card or a high school ID, and cross the bridge.
Yep.
friendliest nation in the world to have on your border. Now it's heavily armed. You have to have proof of vaccine. You have to have an actual passport or an identification card that is federally approved. Look up the Real ID Act that was signed in December
I know.
2005.
I had to get that Real ID
Yeah.
so I could travel through, Canada until that last time when they tossed my car real hard. And the reason they did that is because I'm flagged on that database because of the GRAP shit.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, your Knicks record.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Knicks record too. Anyway, that was one of the most casual borders there was, period, ever. There's a whole lot of factors going on here, but the big one is Trump is the next 9/11, basically. The prosecution and conviction of Donald Trump and the 34 felony counts is basically the human being level 9/11 for what's coming next, because that just opened the sluice gates to allow them to arrest you
For whatever.
for anything.
They've already been doing that.
Yeah.
We have the prison industrial complex is probably halfway full with nonviolent so-called felonies.
Yeah.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people that deserve to be there. You rape kids, you should be put to death. You rape somebody, you're in there. You murder somebody, you're in there. You do something that causes a grievous bodily harm, or you steal a lot of money from somebody, you should be in there. But there are so many laws on the books, they could literally kick down anyone's door.
Yes, that's correct.
And you'll be in prison for anywhere between 3 and 11 years.
Yeah.
And it's down to like, let's say you were prescribed Ambien on the January of a particular year. The prescription runs out in 6 months. If you did not take all of those pills and they kick your door a year after that and they find them and you don't have a valid prescription, you're violating the
They'll
Controlled
violate you
Substance Act.
for a drug charge. That is absolutely 100%.
It happens
correct.
I
know
several
somebody
friends.
that happened.
Yeah.
A school teacher. She was driving home and she was paying attention to her phone, which was stupid, and crossed the line.
Yeah.
And the cop pulled her over, and she had a prescription for something because she's got Crohn's. So she had some sort of med or whatever.
Yeah.
And the pills were not in a properly marked prescription bottle, and she couldn't prove a prescription. So the cop arrested her. She's a school teacher. She's a freaking 9th grade school teacher.
Yeah.
And they arrested her because she had a couple of pills in her center console.
But here's the thing, though, is the infrastructure has been passed meticulously over the past 30 years. It is now in place.
Yes.
And now we're seeing the will to use this against our population is now rising to the top. Yeah, it is what it is. And this is going to get bad because half of 80 million to 90 million people out there do not want this to happen. And when it starts happening, that is a lot of people to try to control. You will not be able to do it. It will turn into a two-way rifle range in no time flat.
The first thing that is going to happen is a couple of people will try to resist, and the government will put them down, and they will probably be killed and will definitely be imprisoned. But in that process, at least one of them is going to end up on camera somehow, because it really is 2024 and everybody literally has cameras all over the place all of the time. The government will oppress that individual in whatever fashion is fashionable at the moment, and that will leak out, and that will cause more incidents, and the government will attempt to put those down.
Like for instance, the January 6 people,
Mm-hmm.
they do not want them out because as soon as they get into the spotlight, they're going to run their mouth and tell them exactly what's going on.
Yes. Yeah, they have to hold those people for as long as they can in hopes that they can get all the controls in place.
Yes.
Before they're forced to let them go, or they can just kill them. Just kill them? They wouldn't do that. This is America.
Yeah, just like in Canada, where there won't be any suicide boards or any board to see who lives or dies. Now, if you look up Canada, I believe it's like one of the top 10 ways to die in Canada is basically suicide or euthanasia when it's done by the state.
Yeah, that's absolutely 110%.
That's what you
correct.
get when you have national health care. Best we can do is kill you. That's going to be coming here.
There was a 29-year-old girl in Norway recently who has been petitioning to be suicided.
Yes.
Who was finally granted her suicide by the state.
Yes.
And
she had a couple of so-called mental illnesses or something.
Yeah.
It was very mild.
Yeah.
But the thing is that is coming because they're, according to the global elites, there are too many useless eaters on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like 6 companies that own the media. And guess what? Unfortunately, the heads of every one of those companies does happen to be Jewish.
You are correct.
That's just true.
Yeah. And guess what? If this goes south, unfortunately, they're going to take the blame again. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. And then there's going to be a certain number of billionaires who are going to have the target put on their back as well. It's not going to be a religious thing. It's going to be, if you have any culpability in the mass genocide, which I see coming down the road, at the back end of it, you ain't worth shit.
I see 2 stories from our past coming true in all of this, based on what the Bolsheviks appear to want done to the country, particularly the United States of America. I haven't been following Europe deep enough to be able to say this about Europe, so I'm not going to opine there. This is what I see coming for the United States. Orwell's The Time Machine, or H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. He wrote that in 1898 or something like that. But he described this whole thing with the Morlock ruling class and the Eloi class that did all the farming and then also provided food, as in like the Morlocks ate the Eloi.
Yeah.
And then again,
I hated that fucking movie, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it.
It's a good movie. What's wrong with you?
I didn't like the cannibalistic.
You don't like the cannibalism?
No, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Eat the baby.
No.
And then the movie from the early 1970s, Logan's Run, where they had an entirely enclosed society and these people just did what they were told to do and they did the work that they were told to do. Families weren't allowed. Childbirth was strictly controlled.
And when you hit 30?
When you hit 30, you went to carousel and they killed you.
Yep.
And this ran an efficient machine until one of them finally figured out, hey, what if I don't go to carousel? And sure enough, he gets away. And it turns out that these elites had been ruling this whole society and keeping people at 30. And they were uneducated, just educated enough to run the machine.
Yep.
Which is where we are now. I noted when I did research into that book, Genderqueer.
Yep.
When it came to our library, and I stood up in front of the county and told people I researched the book. The author, a young female with some serious mental issues, wrote it. Her parents were both teachers at elite academies in the Sonoma Valley in wine country, which means lots and lots of money. By 5th and 6th grade, these kids were learning Roman history. They were graphing.
Yeah.
They were doing pre-calculus. This is 6th grade. Okay. And studying advanced subjects, advanced science, physics, that sort of thing. 6th graders in the United States, hell, 10th graders in the United States right now, you know what they're learning about? Lube.
Yes.
You're being turned into an Eloi class. You're being turned into Logan's Run.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah. The society is being dumbed down to where only the elites have the knowledge. And this underclass, I know people who are proud of being stupid. Oh, why would I want to know that?
Yeah, I know people like that too.
And they laugh it off and they look at you like you're crazy. I'm like,
yeah. And listen, I have people out there who criticize the hell out of me for doing what I'm doing on this show.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you know what you're talking about? You don't have the expertise. You don't have a degree in X, Y, and Z. No. But I'm a former special operations guy.
Yep.
And they don't bestow those kind of laurels on people who are idiots.
Yeah, you don't need a special degree or piece of paper to do research.
Or have common sense, be able to use logic and reason.
That's called what? Do you know what that's called? It has a term.
No.
Credentialism.
It's
It's called credentialism. If you don't have the credentials, how can you possibly know what you're talking about?
the same as arguing from a position of authority.
Yes.
Yes. Credentialism. I like that.
Credentialism.
I got to learn all these different
Appeal
terms.
from authority is when you say, I am the authority and you should listen to me. Appeal to authority is when you say, no, you're stupid. I'm only going to listen to this guy over here who has a degree. And that's where the credentialism comes in. Well, both feature credentialism, but appeal from and appeal to authority.
I need to learn all these terms for debating because I have a feeling.
I was on the debate team.
Yeah, I was not on the debate team. But I was married, so I was a master debater for a while. But
yes. Yeah, that's fair.
It's not the same thing.
That's fair. So China's genocide against the Uyghurs in 4 disturbing charts. I seem to have acquired a slight cough.
I need to hook up the AC in here.
You may need to hook up the AC in here. Births in China's Xinjiang region, where the Uyghurs are from, have declined sharply in recent years. Gosh, births declining. That doesn't sound familiar at all. Could it be the Chinese are experimenting with how to do this on a big scale?
I would say so. Well, here's another thing. China had the one-child policy for how many decades?
5.
50 years. They have literally handicapped themselves because of that.
They have no females.
Yes. They got to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have actually lit the powder keg that's going to destroy their civilization in 20 to 40 years from now.
Well, there won't be any pure Chinese left if this continues.
Yes.
There won't. You can't, there just won't be any of them. Natural population growth rates per thousand by region. And you can see the diving Uyghur populations.
Mm-hmm.
And the Han, which is the ethnic people, the Han Chinese. I wish I could point at the screen for you. I can't point at the screen. The yellow line, the orange line, you can see how it dips down starkly. That's where their population started to crash, but now it's picking back up again because they've gotten rid of that policy.
Yeah. But, what are you going to do? Now, for anyone out there that's like, socialism and communism, it wasn't done correctly in the past, and that's why all those people died. No. We are evil hairless monkeys. We are prone to abusing power and become corrupt because of said power. That's what happens when it even happens in the capitalistic, market as well. When you have these super, rich, mega, billionaire types that literally fucking shit on, whoever's beneath them. It's the same thing. All right. There needs to be checks and balances. And as far as I can tell, our method of government, the way it was set up, was meant to have said checks and balances in place.
They're there. We don't enforce them.
Well, there's that. And the fact it was set up before computers, before electronics, where, news traveled at the speed of a horse.
Yes.
But there's been no updates or corrections to take advantage of the electronics, the faster communications, and what have you.
Yes.
A lot of this would go away if we could, take away the immunity of the lawmakers, the immunity of the judges, the immunities of the prosecutors, the immunity of the actual
That's all
police.
there. I just recently found a Michigan law written into the Michigan Code of Laws, the MCL, that says that politicians are not, in fact, immune to prosecution.
I know, but the thing is like, how many since the whole COVID baloney bullshit went down? How many times have we had governors from various states stricken down by the Supreme Court, and literally within a month after that happens, they tweak a few words and do the exact same thing because there is no punishment in place for these people. That is why that takes place.
The punishment has to come from within the state. It has to come from we the people.
Yeah.
This notion that we cannot remove politicians from office without voting is nonsense. It is literally written into the Michigan Code of Laws and the Michigan Constitution.
And there's probably a lot of other states that have followed suit.
Yeah.
It's just people are ignorant to it.
We need to learn the actual laws, and we need to develop the testicle fortitude.
I haven't
The
heard that in
testicular
years.
fortitude.
And testicular fortitude.
Testicular fortitude. It took me a minute to say the phrase correctly.
I know. I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, it just leapt from the back of my head. That's an old Army phrase.
You want to talk about rabbit holes?
Testicular fortitude. These politicians are vulnerable to a people who care.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about thousands of people showing up at the Capitol, like happened in Lansing during the lockdowns, over a barber shop.
Yep.
Thousands of us showed up to defend a barber shop. Thousands of us can show up in Lansing at that Capitol, go into that building peaceably with sheriffs from the counties, because the counties are the state, and take those offending politicians who have committed felony crimes and arrest them after counties indict them, and a county can form a grand jury. I believe this is true in more than one state.
Yeah, we're not attorneys, but
We're not attorneys, but I'm reading a whole lot of law.
yeah, well, you're in that world now.
I've worked for attorneys or around attorneys since 2007. So I've got a pretty credible base under me.
Yeah, I myself was just a process server.
That's fine. We use you guys all the time.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 of you guys on speed dial. Anyway, this is a real thing. The sheriffs have the power to arrest these politicians. And we are at a point now where the citizens can form, I believe it's called citizen safety committees. There's an old provision that a group of us found in some of the older law books back to like 1893 that has never been taken off the books, where the counties can actually form these grand juries, indict these politicians, and the corrupt judges that are running the judicial system at the state level, they get bypassed because they're obviously corrupt.
Yep.
The counties provide their own judges. The trials take place. Those politicians are then jailed in those counties. Your legal system is intact. You've broken no laws. Nobody's been beaten to death in the street. There were no lynchings, hangings, or drownings.
Or mob justice.
Or mob justice of any nature. It was all done above board, and there are laws to do all of this. You just have to have the balls to research it and carry it out.
And execute.
Yes.
I don't know. It's fucking crazy, man.
It is crazy. It is crazy. But until people start talking like this and thinking about this stuff, nobody's going to do it.
Yeah.
We have to start doing this stuff. We don't have a choice anymore. They haven't left us a choice. Okay. What I said earlier about the 50 states basically being small countries with the federal government supposed to be like the consigliere to a mob family of 50. We have all of these laws, and all of these laws also exist at the county level, but particularly at the state level, and it vests the county with certain powers. Okay, this isn't legal advice. I'm not an attorney. Do your homework. Do your research.
I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah.
That's the way it used to work in the Army. They'd give you a briefing. And they're like, there'll be a test at the end. And they give you all the answers. They're like, all right, now we've got such and such, but this one is important. That way you know it's on the test.
Anytime you hear the 2 thumps, it's on the test.
It's on the test.
It's on the test. Most states have these laws. Probably all states have these laws. Will this work in all states? No, because a lot of these states are retarded. I don't see Oregon, California, or Washington State following any of this, or Vermont.
Nope. They're
But
not.
some of the other states are shockingly red, like Maine. Only like a handful of people there are actually communists, and the rest are gun-toting maniacs who just get stoned a lot and eat ice cream, apparently.
Well, I do that at night.
That's fine.
I eat the gummies. I eat the ice cream.
Eat the gummies, eat the ice cream.
Ah.
Oh, my God.
But I have been maintaining my weight.
That's fine. I am moving mine in the correct direction.
Yes. Well, if you don't, you will wind up in the down direction, but it'll be 6 feet deep.
That's fine. That's fine. The dirt nap comes when the dirt nap comes. It just is what it is.
And we were just talking about like veterans have like this weird relationship with death.
Yes.
It's like not a big deal. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, you know what I talk about it all the time when I teach kickboxing, and like the women students I have get so pissed off. Hey, stop talking about it. I'm like, hey, look, man, I'm on the 65 and out plan.
Yeah.
You know, you can have that, 70, 80 year, but I don't want any of that. I'm good. As long as I make it to 65, everything after that is, in my opinion, is gravy.
I have already decided that after 70, I'm going to start smoking again.
All right.
I quit smoking for all the obvious reasons, but at 7, because I enjoyed it. When I was in high school, we could walk around with a pack of smokes rolled up in our sleeve. Nobody would say shit.
Yep.
You could walk down the hall with cigarettes in your sleeve. Nobody would say a word. You'd smoke out. You could still smoke in the Commons.
Yeah.
In 86, that's when it stopped. That was the year that
They quit it.
they turned off the Commons, and you had to go smoke in the parking lot of the locksmith next door.
Yeah, I was graduated by then. So.
You were graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year you graduated.
Yeah.
Year after you graduated. Anyway, we seem to have gone down a deep rabbit hole.
Well,
which way did we go?
We're talking about the prison camps.
The prison camps here. Now, look at the Uyghur sterilization rates. That orange line is the Uyghur sterilization rates. In China, the sterilization rates are rapidly dropping for the Han. But the Uyghurs, see that huge spike there, that graph there? That's deliberate.
Isn't there 2 or 3 different Chinese individuals living in China? There's one in power and there's like 2 minors.
No, there's like 50 or 60. There are 82 separate dialects in China spoken that I am aware of.
I know, but there's only like 1 or 2 of them that are actually in charge.
That's the Han.
The Hans. They run the show and they shit on everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes. And the farther you are down on that pecking order, the worse it gets, to the point where they cut your organs out and sell them.
Yes, that's exactly correct. Yeah.
And anyone who thinks a majority of the people on this planet are useless eaters, do you really think they are not above putting you on the list to carve you up for body parts?
They absolutely will.
Yes.
They absolutely will. As far as the sterilization goes, that is probably next. There's already been some proof. There's a bunch of Japanese scientists. I got to get the links. Again, Michael Yan is producing all these links from Japanese in Japan right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese scientists have discovered that, one, the mRNA shot is in fact a bioweapon. It's definitely a bioweapon.
Well,
they have proof.
Well, we need to get the proof. But right now,
they have it. That's what I'm saying. It's coming out right now.
Do we have it yet?
I can get it like right now.
No, we don't want to do it right now. We're going to do a show on this.
Okay, we'll do a show on this.
So right now, until we actually put this out, it's rumor control.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go with rumor control for the moment.
Yeah.
The other thing that they discovered that I found terrifying is, have you noticed that there has been a real kick for the last like 5-6 years for the HPV vaccine?
Yeah, that's actually been what
teenagers, they want kids to get this HPV vaccine. It's very important. Last 5, 6, 7 years, right?
Well, I mean, you're gonna get pussy cancer and shit like that, I guess. So.
It's a sterilization shot.
I know.
These same Japanese scientists started looking into it. It's a sterilization shot. There is a very good chance that companies like Merck and Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson have in Japan are about to go through some real serious shit. Japan is still Japan and is still very much Japanese.
Yes.
And the Japanese people are getting very tired of taking all of this crap, and all of the games are not working as well as the Bolsheviks and the globalists had hoped.
Well, here's the thing.
In Japan.
We've had the COVID lockdowns, the COVID fun and games.
Yep.
And now they're thinking it's going to be the next thing is going to be the bird flu. I do not think the America is going to follow and put their neck in the noose like they did for the COVID shots. If they try to do the whole bird flu fucking pandemic 2 scare.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not bow down and take the shot for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And unless I see people dropping dead, from this actual disease, I will not get the second. I will not participate.
Right away.
I can't remember who tweeted it. It was either think it was either Cernovich or Jesse Kelly, one of those two guys. Those guys are pretty good. I like them. Don't agree with them all the time. But their tweet basically says, I don't know how many people are going to believe this next quote unquote pandemic. It's going to take the streets being littered with bodies for someone to be convinced. And I am one of those people. I'm sorry. They can go suck a dick.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I myself, from what I've seen in the past half a decade, I do not believe any fucking thing that comes through the elevator music pipeline. I always investigate it or dig into it. And a lot of times, most of it is bullshit.
I was living at your place a little north of here when I found the UN population replacement migration program thing on the UN servers. You have to go to the archive.is site to find it now, because the UN took it all down. But when I saw that, and that was just before the populations of Europe got overwhelmed with Turks and Arabs and Africans, I looked at it and I knew right away that was coming here. And I tried to tell people, this is going to happen. They're telling you they're going to replace you.
Let's find this information and do a show on it. This needs to be talked about because we saw it happen in real time.
Yeah.
It's happening right now.
Right now.
There's plans within fucking plans.
Yes.
And
people said, it could never happen in America. How are they going to get here? How are they going to get here? You could never get millions of people into the United States.
Well, they just did it.
They just did it.
Yep. I'm sorry. Do we not remember the story of the 14,000 Haitians at the southern border a while back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they didn't swim here.
Yep.
No, they did not.
It's kind of hard to swim from China through the Pacific and get into South America and come up through the southern border.
There's Congolese and Senegalese showing up here in the thousands.
Yep.
That's Africa. What did they do? Swim the slave passage?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But we're going to do a show on this, so let's not dig into this too deep.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. Look, with the arrest of Donald Trump, it opens the gates to what I believe is going to be the next 9/11 that's going to happen on a human scale. The former federal government for the United States of America, which clearly is operating at the behest of foreign powers, which, by the way, is treason.
Yeah, it's treason.
Yeah. 18 U.S. Code, Section 23.
Correct.
Et sequitur. Is clearly following orders from foreign powers and is clearly the enemy of the people of the United States. They are now going to start ramping up arrest things. Merrick Garland sat there on camera today in the FBI interview with a special select committee for Senate and basically said that they are planning on like 3 to 4 arrests a day for the foreseeable future.
Yes.
He sat there. You can go watch it on C-SPAN.
Well, they're already going after Trump's attorneys. There's another state, and you're going to see the tit for tat. It's going to start up.
Yeah,
and that only leads to a firm boundary between the two groups, and the only way to get through that boundary is going to be the two-way rifle range.
Yeah, Merrick Garland and the Special Senate Subcommittee happened today, so you should be able to find that on C-SPAN or any big media channel that shows those interviews with the subcommittees. That's 3 to 4 arrests a day for the foreseeable future, right before a major election. They're planning on sentencing Trump right before the GOP convention.
Correct.
I, honest to God, don't think we're going to see
and it's going to
a real election this year.
It's going to be.
We'll get to the August elections.
It's going to kick off.
Yeah.
If there's no election this year, it's going to kick off.
Yeah.
Because there are too many people out there who know this is bullshit.
Yep. That and
I'm old. There's nothing I could fucking do except run my mouth.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of young hotheads out there that are going to take this fucking a different way.
And that also, I did come across this information that the United States has given permission to Ukraine to use United States weapons inside of Russia.
Correct. Yeah, I've been.
And Biden is trying to mobilize the army to move to Europe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and
We'll see how that goes.
But
it's totally
here's
not
the
like
thing.
Putin has threatened to use
I know,
strategic nuclear weapons on the battlefield.
Yeah, you are correct. But let's look at this logically. You have Russia invading and attacking and, creating mayhem inside Ukraine. And we basically gave Ukraine a bunch of weapons. And up until a certain point, like, you cannot attack into Russia proper. But if you're not allowed to do that, you will never be able to win.
It's true.
So they basically just took the blinders and the restrictions off the Ukraine. And yes, this is probably going to escalate, and I understand it's a bad thing. But as soon as I heard about Russia going into Ukraine, I knew it was going to be bad.
I have a new theory that I'm working on with the whole Russia thing. I think Russia has pulled a rope-a-dope. I think Russia may have bled off a huge chunk of Ukrainian and NATO ground forces capability to soften them up, because Russia hasn't used any really of their core level arty
I'm not up to speed on
or armor.
I know that.
I haven't.
No. They've lost a lot of tanks.
They've put tanks in there, but I mean core level actions. You've seen groups of tanks, like 3, 4, 5 tanks.
Yeah, the sacrifice.
That's not
guys.
core level activity. You know that.
No.
That's battalion level activity.
Oh, it's company grade.
It's a company, which means a battalion, because a company doesn't go out there on its own.
My company did.
Here we go, arguing battle staff again. Sorry about that.
Sorry, here we go.
Here we go. Anyway, I think Russia may have pulled a rope-a-dope. This is a theory I'm working on. I'm not touting this as fact. I just see a lot of core level and army level assets that have not been used on the battlefield.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're holding back. I don't know. But from what I've seen and what I've looked at, Russia has taken humiliating amounts of losses.
Do they care? Are we
Not
looking
yet.
at that from an American perspective?
Yeah.
We care about losses like
Russia
that.
doesn't. Historically, Russia doesn't give a shit.
Neither Russia nor China. They will chew through men like nothing and do not care.
Yep.
Yes.
It's the Zap Brannigan way of battle. Just send them wave after wave after wave
Exactly.
of men.
Russia today is not the Russia of the 1920s.
While I appreciate that, it is a known tactic.
Oh, no. Yeah, I agree.
Again, I'm just working on a theory here.
All right, we're going to have to
Claiming
dig,
this
we're
is
gonna
the
have to dig
battlefield.
into this one because I'm not seeing it, but that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
We agree to disagree.
That's what we'll take this up at a later date.
Yes. Let me make
More
a note.
material. We're pushing toward there. Do we dare go near the super chats now, or are we going to keep going for a couple of minutes?
Let's just go for a couple minutes.
Let's see what else we have in the kitty.
'Cause we don't have a super
here.
There's not a bunch of super chats. We need to get more donations.
Now,
This is what
look
it is.
at what happened with the
Oh yeah.
timeline of the Chinese Communist Party and see if anything lines up with what's happening.
I put these in there because there
Today.
are parallels between what's happening here
That's exactly correct.
and what happened there.
That's
Same thing with Nazi Germany too.
July 1921, inspired by Russia's October Revolution in 1917, about a dozen people secretly formed Chinese Communist Party (CCP) at its first Congress in Shanghai, then a French concession. What people don't know is Mao had been at school with a certain group of 3 individuals who were of European descent, only not so European descent, who just so happened to introduce Mao to communism and Marxism and Zionism.
Mao!
It sounds like somebody kicked a cat. 1924, first united front and alliance between the Kuomintang, the Chiang Kai-shek's people. I think I mentioned this last week on the show,
Yeah.
where they got driven to Taiwan.
They got moving to Taiwan.
Kuomintang and the CCP was formed to fight warlords in the Northern Expedition Campaign. Warlords were still a thing in China at the time. Warlords are still a thing in China in certain areas.
Well,
There
actually-
are still some warlords.
Warlords usually form when there is not really much government.
In some of the remoter areas of China, it is my understanding that there are still a couple of very little, tiny, localized warlords that the Chinese government tolerates because they pay the warlord and he keeps everything in check and they don't have to govern that remote area that they don't really care about anyway.
Correct, yeah.
That's my understanding.
Well, I know in Afghanistan and in Pakistan and a lot of Africa, there are warlords all over.
Oh my God, yeah. Afghanistan is like, that's their thing.
Yeah.
They have
They actually have a war season.
planting season, war season, harvest season, winter season.
Yes.
They have an actual war season.
Yeah.
They're all excited about it too. They love it.
It's their Xbox.
I'm sorry.
You're going to get us a strike, bro.
Is that racist? September 1927, after the failed autumn uprising against the Kuomintang's purge of the communists, Mao led his fledgling Red Army, there's Mao, to set up the communists' first revolutionary base in Jinggangshan, known as the cradle of the Chinese Revolution, in a landlocked southeastern province of Shaanxi. The Red Army was formed a month earlier and renamed the People's Liberation Army, which is the one that we contended with in
Korea.
Mm-hmm. 1931, Japan occupied northeast China and set up Manchukuo with the last emperor, Puyi, as the nominal ruler. Puyi had abdicated in 1912 after the fall of the Qing dynasty, but the Kuomintang was preoccupied with wiping out the communists and did not declare war against Japan until 1938. 34, on the brink of annihilation by the Kuomintang, Mao and his Red Army begin the Long March, a one-year trek covering 9,000 kilometers from Shaanxi to the northern province of Shanxi.
Which is close to Russia.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, because Russia, the reason the communists were able to do what they did, Russia backed the Communist Party in China, and we failed to back the other forces.
That was the genesis of the Chinese communism right there. So in 1949, Mao founds the People's Republic of China after routing Chiang Kai-shek and forcing them over to Taiwan. The communists introduced a state-planned economy and land reform, and away we go. They collectivized farms and nationalized private enterprises.
Didn't we just read?
All the local farms are being purchased by big corporations.
Well, we just covered this with the presidential edicts.
Yeah.
So we just read you the presidential edicts, and now we're going through the Communist Party history, and there are a bunch of parallels here.
Yeah. Get this, crime and corruption were virtually unheard of for decades. Why? Because the only people allowed to commit crimes were the government.
Correct.
That's the way it works. That's what's happening now. Do you think the FBI was actually created to fight the mafia? They were created to eliminate competition. That's why the FBI was created. They were created to eliminate competition. The mob during World War II actually helped the United States of America by defending the docks at New York and New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. They actually took orders from the FBI then.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep.
And the Navy.
And it's really weird because, you know, the FBI is like, all right, we know you guys control the docks. We understand.
Yeah.
All right. This is what we're going to do.
Yep.
We're going to pull back a little bit, but we're going to let you handle this, this, and this. So we don't want to really know about it.
Sounds a little like warlords in China.
Yeah.
Odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Odd, isn't it?
Corruption, evil hairless monkeys. Who knew?
1950 to 1953, Mao plunged China into the Korean War, fighting shoulder to shoulder with North Korea against American-led United Nations troops and South Korea. They didn't fight shoulder to shoulder with North Koreans at all.
Well, first, the North Koreans got their asses handed to them in the beginning.
China only entered the war because MacArthur threatened to cross the Yalu.
Yes.
That's the only reason China entered the war. And Mao threw 14 divisions at MacArthur's 3.
I personally would have nuked him back then.
MacArthur asked for nukes.
Yes.
MacArthur asked for 5 nukes. They were not given to him. 1957, about 500,000 intellectuals were banished to toil in the countryside during the anti-rightist movement. Notice how they define it as rightist. After Mao lured the snake out of its hole by urging him to speak up during the 100 Flowers Bloom campaign. Basically, what Mao did is anybody who was educated, he had killed.
Yep.
What's our education system doing right now? Teaching about lube.
Yep.
Odd. That's a strange similarity there. That's
What?
two.
Well, let's face it. All right. If what we have going on in this country, if it divulges into a two-way rifle range, you're going to see a lot of individuals who are well educated, attorneys, what have you, getting whacked. Because there's going to be a lot of people with vendettas and personal grudges. Yeah. And the beginning of every civil war, the first 6 months is usually people settling grudges and vendettas.
Yeah.
That happened in the first Civil War. It happened in there was a couple civil wars over in Cambodia and what have you. Yeah. But that's like SOP for the beginning of a civil war. Sorry, we went down a rabbit hole.
That's okay. Basically, the Chinese Communist timeline matches up pretty well with what's taking place today. This has brought us to a time where, speaking of timelines,
we got to hit the
we should probably get
super chats.
That. So we're going to move on to the super chats. To sum up real fast, Trump's conviction is a bellwether. It's a very bad event. I think it's another 9/11, which is to say our government's about to bend us over and do us with a big old handful of sand without buying us a drink or even offering us a reach around.
Well, we're at almost 2,000 viewers, which is not bad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You add everything up, it's like it's a nipple and a cunt flap short of 2,000.
Wow.
It's pretty close.
Nipple and a cum flap.
Total overall?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at 900 over on Rumble right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at overall.
And the second I said super chats,
it's going
Rumble
down.
Numbers started to.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's just roll through the super chats.
We're good.
Yep, do it. 840 over on YouTube and 403 likes. Just under half, guys.
Yeah.
I'll give you some time.
Also, we have to,
you
guys,
like a button.
Let's put this out there to everyone. Administrative violence is for sale for $65, and you get both administrative violence packages.
Oh,
take advantage of that.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Redonkulas.com. Get it. See, first one of the night comes from Robert Archer with $10. Hello from 10K acres of my own personally chosen hell and 3 months behind on the fence line.
That's normal. Me too.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yep. Let's see. Next one is Dylan Sharding with $9.99. That is a very nice battle axe you have there. I like it.
This is actually home. Somebody sent this to me. They forged it at their home forge.
That's crazy.
And
nice.
I was so honored to get this. I had to put it on the wall.
There you go.
So thank you so much.
There you go. Pop has enough medieval weaponry to outfit a platoon.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Steve, you might have to bring up this next one from Count Shad the Impaler if you got YouTube pulled up, because I don't know if I can pronounce these ones.
What?
National Socialism is a Nazi nationalist. National Socialism, Global Socialismus, Ghazi, aka Democratic Party Global Socialism.
Yeah.
I believe that's it. That was for 556 from Count Shad the Impaler.
Nice.
Let's see. Red Rocket, $10. Just thankful for the work you guys do.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. See, Eric Leadham with $20 sends a little emoji of a samurai dude holding a trophy, a little samurai cat dog thing.
A samurai cat dog.
Samurai cat dog.
Esoteric.
Yep. Let's see. I don't know. Just look like either a cat or a dog dressed as a samurai holding a trophy.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And, let's see. And the pimped out platypus gives us our first "We're Not Worthy" of the night.
We're
not worthy.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Says, "Ask and you shall receive, First Sergeant. Here's some shekels from the Natty Guard Mustang and supporter of your life-saving work."
National Guard Mustang. He's an
Gotta
officer who used to be an NCO.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Those are usually pretty good officers.
I would consider, from my experience, Mustang officers to be superior to West Pointers and Annapolis.
I would agree.
Officers.
I would agree.
Nice. There you go. And Mike Davis drops $19.99. No comment there. The Brian Doherty with 20. He says, "Thanks, Pop."
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Spectre with $4.99. He says 36 and 38 could represent Nevada and Colorado, which were the 36th and 38th states to join the Union. What strategic assets exist in those states?
No. Pop's dreams are way worse and more esoteric and terrifying than just Colorado and Nevada.
Yeah.
That's,
the only
that's
thing that comes to mind is Roswell and NORAD.
that would be more likely than not.
Yeah, and people don't seem to understand that when you have a significant TBI event, you are never the same. And in the 20 years since it happened, I've had maybe 2 months of quality 8 hours plus of sleep, and even less nights when I didn't have a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
And that first book, The Warrior's Way, Soldier Soul,
yeah,
that was literally written in my subconscious. I would wake up between 2 and 5 in the morning and like, love is a down payment on future pain. And I'd go back to sleep, and I would spend 3 or 4 days.
I remember you a couple times waking up and in the morning you'd be like, I had this ready. I wrote this down. And he'd show it to me and I'm like, fuck is this guy doing? When are you writing this down?
Yeah, it happens, man. I don't get it.
See, Professor Mex and the Rockera, I believe that MX20. Not sure what MX currency is.
I don't know.
Mexican pesos? I don't know. It says veterans will be the janitors of anarchy. 4 stars.
The Janitors of Anarchy. I kind of like that. It'd also be a good band name.
I was just about to say that's a good like garage thrash metal band.
Oh yeah.
So you got a HTRSP Super here with $10. Great show tonight. I think we're in for some really rough times because of our crooked politicians and carrier bureaucrats.
Correct.
I would agree.
Yeah. See, Dylan Sheridan coming back and says, I like you and think you're really cool. No homo.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, you're pretty cool too, man.
You don't know him.
Well, I just tell the truth.
That's true.
I've never really been good at deception.
Yeah, you have added yourself to the extremely short list of people with integrity that I know, and that's 3 people.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
There you go. Alex Patino here. He's got a good point here coming up with all the shit. $5. Mexico has done it. New president-elect of Jewish descent, representative of the left-wing party.
Okay, so a female Jewish Bolshevik was just elected to the president of Mexico.
What could go wrong?
In a primarily male-driven patriarchal Catholic society where there are 0.05% of the population is Jewish.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a coinkydink. You could call that a coincidence.
What's a coincidence?
Cohen.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Anyway, continue.
Yep. See, Dylan Sheridan coming back in. He says, here's more donations. $20 in the bucket. All right.
Thank you so much.
David McGlashan with $14.99. No comment there, though. Thank you very much. Yeah. Nefarious Demonology, $5. That's also a good band name.
Yeah.
Any hope for you guys doing a show on helping people prepare for the impending disaster?
The impending
prep show. We can start working on it.
Yeah, I mean, I just talked about the overlay that I did.
I mean, I got a whole room of equipment upstairs because I build, bug out bags and survival kits for individuals in the Pops Prepper group.
Yeah, we could do a bit of a Pops Prepper.
Yeah, and I've done a couple of videos where I actually show the bags and the rucksacks.
Pops Proper Prepper Program.
The PPP. That's pretty good, man.
I like it.
I like it.
You guys are talking way too much about pee-pee over there.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
All right, Jimmy. We deserve that one.
That's fair. We went
That's
there.
fair. That's
talking about way too much pee-pee and not, no homo. So you deserve that one.
All right,
Let's see. And we'll jump over here to Rumble here. And I tried to run this name through my head a few times. This is our second We're Not Worthy of the night. So let me play that real fast.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you so much.
This comes from Darasu Kote. Pretty sure I got that right. It says, did you hear about the Old State Saloon in Idaho Heterosexual Awareness Month?
Yes,
I did.
Heard about that.
We also have to give a shout out to bulldozer guy.
Killdozer.
Killdozer. That's right.
Marvin Heemeyer. It is the 20th anniversary of the Killdozer episode.
Here's to you from Valhalla.
That's right.
Yep.
Cheers to Marvin Heemeyer.
As the meme goes, if boys had a time machine, we would tell him, "Don't go to the hardware store. The hardware store has a basement."
I would have told him to actually mount a machine gun and a flamethrower.
Yeah. There you go.
Like, where's your?
That's
Where's
just
your
me. What do I know?
I'm pretty sure, Pop, you'd be like, "Where's your gunner at? Damn it! The driver needs a gunner."
That's not wrong.
Not wrong.
That is not wrong.
See, MGTOW Mando here coming in says, "The only just war is the short war. The only short war is brutal enough that the foe never wishes to fight you again." Horace Lupercal Primarch of the Luna Wolves M31.
That's
I
like a
know I've-
Warhammer 40K thing.
Okay.
Yep. And I know I butchered that name.
No, it's cool. I understand the reference.
Yep. All right, let's see.
Now, for those of you out there, I don't play Warhammer. I just use the miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons and other games. Warhammer, it's too expensive to play, and they're Nazis about it when you go to their tournaments, so they can kiss my ass.
Okay.
Nerd.
I am. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's all right. You're a nerd that can, make explosives with just about anything.
I'm the nerd who climbed into the ring and fought as a professional fighter all the way up to a shot at the world title.
There you go.
I was defeated. I still earned a position to get up there.
There you go.
It's a lot of fights to get just there.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's a whole 8 to 10 years.
Wow.
Like a lot of fighting.
See, Reynard 69 with the next one here. The National Socialists intended for the dirt race to be all other countries they conquered across Europe, and the elite class to be the ethnic German, preferably blonde, blue-eyed, but so long as you're German.
Yeah, that's not going to work out, in my opinion.
No.
Very
Single for life here. Next one, $5 says, "Take my money."
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much. Tantalum 180 says, "Shut up and take my signature."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
That's I'll work on that. That's a. Did you write that down? The pop petition.
Well, let's see. Let's put together.
Because it's seriously, these corporations, if they see that there's something there, they're more likely to even consider it.
It'll be like, well, let's do a pop petition of gratitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
We'll put a PDF.
The point is there's got to be meat behind it that they can see.
Yeah, we can put together a PDF that has like just a blanket statement, and then they can print and sign their name on it.
Yeah.
And then scan it and send it back to us.
There you go. See, LB Weaver $10 says, "Me too, and I do not mean the movement." Wah.
Yeah, that's another thing that's going to bite women in the ass. That whole Me Too thing.
Oh yeah.
We watched a lot of innocent dudes get crucified.
Yeah.
And down the road, it's going to be hard to hire women because of that.
Yeah.
They did it to themselves.
That's true.
Say. All right, carry on. Sorry.
Carry on.
Rabbit hole.
Red Pill Dreadon with $5 says, "The lines have already been drawn. Unfortunately, it's not looking good."
Yeah, I know. That's one of the reasons why I do this show. I'm trying to warn people, and I don't want it to get bad. I really want to be able to pull back from this without having to bury people, lose everything, and just deal with the misery of that. People don't seem to understand. People who are wishing for this are out of their fucking mind, because every civil war, big, small, whatever you, is a fucking hate-filled bloodfest. And it takes generations for that hatred to subside, if it ever does.
Look, Pop and I have 44 years between us. He has much more than I do, and he was more pointy end of the stick. But in that time, the stuff that we saw, you don't want that on your soil. You do not want that.
And you don't want it in your soul either.
Yeah.
There's shit
once it's there, it's permanent.
Yeah, you'll see shit that you can never unsee, and it will haunt you for the rest of your days. I know, because it's happening to me.
Yeah. Still have nightmares.
Yeah.
20 years.
I got the PTSD. I got the fucking all the bullshit.
You've only been out for less than a decade now. I've been out for 20 years. I still wake up like,
Yeah. I've had some lady friends that I've spent the night with, over the past 20 years, where I literally wake up. Whoa! And like when my mom was recovering, I was sleeping on the couch. My nephew comes back from work like 5, 6 in the morning, walks in. I literally stand up. He's like, "Don't shoot me." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." Just went back to bed.
Yeah.
Let's see, next one. LB Weaver with $5 says, "Fuck the LGBTQIEIEIO," and they're upset.
Yep. Loose, gay, butt-talking queer community in America. Use the proper acronym.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't be a CUNT or can't understand normal thinker about it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep. See, I got a Boxer 686P with our third not worthy of the night. He's dropping $100.
Thank you.
Woo!
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Says, I got to rewind the video since I just got back from the gym. I'll be 20 minutes behind on the live stream, but I missed you guys on Sunday and meant to pitch in.
It's cool, bro.
Thank you, man.
I was at the gym today too, so
Guess I better take a drink of my beer for missing the shot on Sunday.
yeah, that's why I'm limping around. I was at the gym today.
Quit your pride.
Yeah, take a bite, all drink some water, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that might all. I like.
Let's see. Mando's coming back again with $1. The leftards will call on the UN to force compliance with their desires.
It's not going to work.
The UN is not a governmental organization. You can freely ignore the UN.
Yeah. Well, and listen, I'm telling you right now, the minute foreign troops come to this country, a lot of people are going to get involved.
Oh, that's an invasion, and then I will start shooting. If you put foreign troops on U.S. soil, like openly,
Yes.
that will be
That
a
will be
line that I will step up to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are going to do that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to do that.
And like when I was in Iraq,
Yep.
I didn't really drop the hammer on a lot of the Iraqis
Mm-hmm.
because they were doing exactly the same shit I would do.
Right.
So
yeah.
as long as they're out there, doing their thing and nobody's really going to die, have at it.
Yep.
But the minute you get real stupid, I'm calling Apache.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
See, next one, M. Tyler 11 here with 25. If Texas was actually disregarding Biden, then Alex Jones wouldn't be declaring bankruptcy and possibly forced liquidate. It's country mouse versus city mouse. Jimmy,
No,
you're the man.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, what he's saying is, Texas is not, they're no longer 100% supporting this government. And we're seeing as time progresses, that percentage points going down and down until it gets to zero. When it gets to zero, Texas is going to say, fuck all. We don't want nothing to fucking do with you. Stay out of our fucking country. And we're taking back those army posts that are in Texas.
Yeah.
Bliss and what is it?
Bliss,
And
Hood,
Hood.
San Angelo.
I know
Goodfellow.
Bliss and Hood. I don't know the other ones.
Yep. Just jumping back over here to YouTube, we got another one from $50 from Hell Yeah, America. America. Yeah.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you so much.
Outstanding.
And their comment here is being 32, I've seen in the past 10 years, friends, family, or regular Americans become cowards even if they don't see it. However, this podcast, SOE, Wrangle Star, and The Crucible, I see faith and patriotism coming back. Love the show from a former E4 Mafia.
You motherfucker.
E4 Mafia.
E4 Mafia.
Nice.
You know what? I used to actually use the E4s to get things done that
Yes.
an NCO couldn't do.
We didn't, the last unit that I was in for 6 years, and it was NCOs and up only.
Ah, yeah.
But when I was battalion on the DMZ, the E4 Mafia was like, they got all this stuff done.
Well, I was a Don of the E4 Mafia, so I understand
Yeah, there you
how
go.
that works.
Yeah, the E4 Mafia got shit done.
Yep.
There you go. And jumping back over here to Rumble, got International House of Whoop Ass. Love that screen name. Says 9/11 was a cover-up for the theft of $3 trillion that the War Department said it was so-called missing.
Yes.
That was one of the features.
They
That
have
was not
failed.
the only feature.
They have failed how many audits now? They haven't passed an audit in, 20 some odd years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not
was-
even hiding it anymore.
That statement is true, but
True.
it is not the only feature of that event.
Yep.
Yes.
There are other truths to that.
I got a whole book here of where did the towers go? A fan sent it in. We can do a whole show just on this.
Yes.
But I just did a show on this like 5 or 6 months back, so we might have to wait. But
We got plenty on our plate right now.
yeah.
We have
well,
plenty on our plate right now. Maybe we'll save that for 9/11.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that is
Which
actually
special.
9/11 on 9/11.
Maybe. Let's see. Lurs 425 with $10. The American people are asleep. They have no idea what's coming, and because they fail to stay vigilant, they're going to get what they deserve.
Like actually Lurs 425?
If this dude is from the 425th Lurs, good to see you. Thank you for showing.
LRS 425 is the screen name.
425, my old airborne unit.
Yep.
I went to Iraq with them. They were disbanded in 2011, but they were good motherfuckers. Solid.
And let's see. Tantalum 180 coming back again, $5. Many of us warned about the You guys really need to stop using these big words, man.
Read, Jimmy.
Panopticon. Panopticon. Thank you.
Seeing eye. Yep.
I am somewhat similar to the dyslexicist. I can't read.
Okay.
At least 15 years ago, 15 years ago, and some before me with the Patriot Act. Now it is coming even to fruition. Me and my tinfoil have been waiting so long for y'all to catch up.
Yeah.
Yep. And listen, I was a blue pill guy, and I thought there was all kinds of conspiracy theories, and that could never happen here. And then I got divorced.
Yep.
I got a taste of just how corrupt the system is, and I opened my eyes. And
it's a really fun conspiracy theory to point out to the people that joke about wearing the tinfoil hats.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them that aluminum foil is better.
Yeah.
That's always fun. Let's see. Reynard 69 coming back in. The commie argument, it wasn't tried, refers to the issue that communism has a process. And before anarcho-communism, there is fascism. And no communist government has dissolved and passed fascist stage.
No, that is incorrect. Sorry. Fascism is an entirely separate thing from communism. They're two different critters. They basically have the same results, but their driving goals are different. Anyway,
fair enough.
Big deep hole.
Rabbit hole.
Tomahawk coming in with $10. Says Steve Murray has changed the way he does his roundtable, limiting the number of guests. Do either of you plan on going on his show again?
Tomorrow.
Probably there tomorrow.
Yeah, I will more than likely be on there tomorrow.
Yeah, I may show up again. We'll see. That depends on his whim and availability and my availability.
Yep.
There you go. Paladin BR. Here you go, Pop. Semi-fat tire long-tail cargo bikes of note. Semi-fat Yuba Combi, 24 by 2.4 inch tires, 440 pound payload. 1K semi-fat Surly Big Dummy.
These are a list of evac bikes.
Yep. Yeah. The Big Dummy, might as well just called it the Red Fox.
Yeah.
The 26 inch by 2.5 tires, 400 pound payload, roughly 2.5K.
Well, Pat Wax Daddy actually designed a whole bunch of emergency bikes.
Yeah.
I should probably give him a call.
There you go. Let's see. Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. Another one of my favorite screen names. Yep. Have you guys heard about Mexico's election process? 37 candidates were assassinated. And this female president is a small hat. 80% of the country is Roman Catholic. You think this election was stolen too?
0.05% of the population of Mexico happens to be of a particular shekel-oriented persuasion.
Yep. I cannot confirm nor deny because I am not an expert on Mexican elections, but yes. Paladin BR coming back again. I know from personal experience that the Yuba will take a BBSHD upgrade, cheaper and higher voltage, more torque than off the shelf e-bike version. He uses one to commute.
There you go. That'll give you like 100-mile range too.
Yep.
I have to look into it.
I've been actually kind of thinking about getting one of those e-bikes just to get back and forth from work. Let's see. Paladin coming back again. And by installing the upgrade yourself, you still have the original crankset on hand just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
Extra parts on hand, always good for everything.
Yep.
Let's see. LB Weaver coming back again. Ism is all we're saying is give peace a chance.
I think we're beyond that.
Yeah.
We've been allowing too much peace, and that's why we're in the mess we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least in our home soil.
Depends on how you're defining peace here.
Yeah.
If peace is sidearm, then we might be there.
Yeah. We're talking PIECE, right? Not
Yeah,
PEACE.
we are, in fact. Carry on.
Okay. Professor Blake Poo-Ass Splash coming back. Pop, do you think that the USA is going into Civil War instead of World War III?
I think it would be a combination of both.
I agree.
Well,
I agree.
either one would be bad, but at least in reality, this doesn't exist.
I don't like you right now.
That woman's
I
got
don't
one hell of a
like you.
cunt.
Do you ever like me, Steve? I didn't think so.
I don't like anybody though. My wife, my dogs, my chickens, and my kid.
Everyone else you just tolerate, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yep. Let's see. Gorilla Bear with $5. It's kind of insulting that my government, has forgotten what absolute savages we were 100 years ago. But they might find out if we get pushed any harder.
I fully encourage our flanneled brethren to step up.
Yes. Listen, you flannel wearing hat fucks. Why don't you do something about this communist scourge that's taking place? You're the hat of America. Unfuck yourself.
Yeah.
Flannel flying British cigarettes, because if I use the other term, YouTube won't like us.
Now listen, if I have to invade Canada, I'm doing it for the beer. I like their beer. I'm sorry.
I used to buy the French cigarettes. I would go across buy Demoriers.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
French cigarettes were good. Anyway,
let's see. Mando's coming back again. If you guys need someone to talk CBRN, I can be happy to help. Did 11 years as an active chemical soldier.
NBC guy.
Banana oil sniffing mofracky.
I remember that.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Also, Mando can also be part of the Make Pop Puke stream.
Nah.
He's told us some stories in the background, and
yeah, I don't need to hear that. Good.
Dear God,
I need to hear these. I haven't heard these stories.
I don't need to hear that.
I need to hear these stories.
Not if it's gonna make me puke, man.
You can always take the headset off, Pop, and go into your happy place.
I almost puked at the Sunday stream. They were showing that Brad Pitt movie where
Fight Club,
where they're rendering fat, and they
rendering fat from the
liposuction, and it spills in his face. I'm literally like,
How would you feel if I told you I render 50 pounds of beef fat in my garage all the time in order to get
it's not human fat.
You don't know that.
Well. Yeah, you have a problem.
Carry on.
Carry on.
There we go. All right, you've got Ali Card 1776. He has a request. Any guesses?
It's just disturbing how well my face fits on.
Calling turkeys over there, man. Disturbing.
I can do that. I've got turkey calls at the house.
There you go. Anyway. See, it's got long shot triple O. He's dropping $100 bill.
Woo!
Thank you.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Says, hope this helps. If everyone just donated $2, it would be a massive impact. You are all worthy.
That's tremendously true, and thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
But if everyone did drop $2, we would have to give a big thanks to everyone, or else we would be all night.
Run on for 5 hours.
That'd be all night.
That's true.
If we do start picking up, getting into the 5,000-10,000 people watching it, we might have to do like limits and stuff because of time.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. Just going to jump back here to YouTube. I saw one come in. Got Hermitage Pepper, $5. I have an idea about a story. Since you are an author, I wanted to contact you. It's a cross between Last of the Mohicans and Braveheart and Pearl Harbor.
What the ass?
Send me an email to redonkulas12gmail.com. I'd like to hear this.
I'm actually curious about that because
I like The Last of the Mohicans. Didn't like Pearl Harbor, but
how many shots of vodka did it take you to get to that, though?
That's a good question.
my first novel was quite a few bottles of booze.
Yeah,
Just
I was in a dark place.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cliff 3188 coming in. Oh, good to see you, Cliff. It says, "Evening, gents. Wish me luck on escorting my nephews to spend time with their grandparents in the dystopian stronghold known as California."
Oh God.
Hopefully you're not going to one of the big cities. A lot of the northern territories in California are still okay.
Oh no. Hopefully I don't wind up like my airline, a Spirit.
All right.
Well, let's hope you're not flying on a Boeing, and I think you'd be all right.
Hmm.
Let's see. Professor Blake is coming back in. Pop. Also, let's just say, me and some friends are getting ready. If stuff goes down, and if Eddie and have some friends are ex-military, like your Green Beret Express. There's a lot of dyslexicism in that sentence.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Had to deep pop that one, and it wasn't even from Pop.
When I got out of special forces school, it just became so much more resourceful.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did, but you truly are a force multiplier.
Yeah. Just working alongside the fucking green beanies, we would come back and we're like, oh, I know how to do this now. Why do I know how to do this? All kinds of stuff, all little shit too.
Yeah. I have all of those skills and abilities.
Yeah.
There you go. See, LB Weaver coming back again. Yeah, but what are their pronouns?
Yeah. Fuck and off.
Nobody cares.
My pronouns are fuck off and over there.
Cool story, bro. Keep digging.
Yep. Let's see. MGTOW Mando coming back. He says, he was meaning U.S. UN quote peacekeepers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, is it true or is it not true that a 5.56 NATO round will penetrate a UN helmet?
5.56 will penetrate every helmet.
There you go.
Even ours?
Yes.
Okay.
All our shit, the helmets are rated to 3A, which you can get hit with 12 gauge slugs, virtually every pistol round. But the minute you step it up in power and you take a full on, straight on hit, you're getting your brain scrambled. Just that simple.
So it's basically shrap and frag.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Alicard 1776 coming back. Oh, excuse me. Blue hats come, they get home alone.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
Yep. Let's see. Barrett McMusing with $5. He says, "Here's $5."
Thanks, Barrett. Barrett's
Thanks,
a
man.
buddy of mine. I know that guy.
See, Suze McCarley coming in, jumping in. It's good to see you, Suze. Just sent you another $20 on Cash App. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Be sure to cover those ones. Sue's coming back again. Convenient coincidence theories.
Yeah,
I
that's
like that for a
that's
title.
for the weak-minded who want to stick their head in the sand and ignore reality.
It's true.
Yep. Or some people that stick their head up their ass.
There is a lot of cranial rectal inversion.
Yeah.
Cranial rectal inversion.
You've never heard cranial rectal inversion compounded by fecal myopia? Wow.
Nice. Let's see. Reynard 69 coming in. Fascism is nationalist and commies are internationalists. Yes, but in practice, they do exactly the same shit. And both are authoritarian socialist governments. There's functionally no difference.
Be that as it may, when you are on a battlefield, if you are fighting 5th Brigade and 7th Brigade is also on the battlefield, you do not give orders to attack 7th Brigade at this time because you are fighting 5th Brigade. Use the correct name for the enemy so that there is no confusion on the battlefield, because the second you have confusion on the battlefield, you're fucked.
Shit goes south.
Use the correct name for the correct enemy. That is all I'm saying.
Let's see. Fan I am dropping $3. Says Australia's state of Victoria has a new ministry of controlling men's behavior.
That's really gay, and I'll bet there's a bunch of gay behind it.
It's not going to work out in the long run.
No.
Let's see. I don't know why people are saying fuck me in the comments. I'm just doing what the super chats wanted, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I just pulled strings. I'm not.
I'm just
not.
Be nice to Jimmy, or Pop and I will come have a talk with you.
I am just the evil button pushing monkey. Just trust me on that one, because I'm totally not responsible for this one either.
I'm sitting here with two screens with a 10-second delay, so I'm screwed no matter which way I look.
That one was from MGTOW Mando. So
Thank you.
if you're looking for someone to beat up, that's him. He was asking for
beating
Pelosi
anyone
for Battledorf.
Bastard guy.
Do not redeem.
No redemption for you. Let's see. LB Weaver coming back again. Jesus fucking H Christ superstar. I forgot where I was going. I was really drunk at the time.
It happens, man. It's okay.
It happens.
I get drunk all the time. Not anymore, but I used to get drunk all the time.
Yep. See. Oh, we got Broken Pine 284 coming in, dropping $50.
Thank you very much.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you.
Wow.
Says hooah from the commie-occupied country formerly known as Canada.
We still love you guys. We're just angry that you're being stomped on by an underwear model.
Yeah.
It's humiliating. It's humiliating. It is humiliating. The guy's an underwear model.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Well, carrying on. Red Pill Dradden coming back in. We should start off a pool, and if we hit the goal, Pop has to wear the singing Pop costume on Halloween stream. Yes.
Oh wow!
I can't wear that thing, man.
My wife is a seamstress.
Yes.
I can't do it, man.
I mean, hell, it was a pain in the ass to get you to wear the $20 is $20 shirt, Pop. Come on.
What?
The $20 is $20 shirt.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, you didn't? You're gonna have to ask Blake about that one. That's hilarious.
Nice. $20 is $20. My buddy Doug used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure Pop is repressing that memory right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Alucard coming back in. Don't worry, he's not requesting anything bad, but he is requesting the long version, just like Pop's ex.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
He's from The Boys on Amazon.
oh yeah, okay.
He's like the super villain.
Yeah.
guy.
I know who you mean.
Yeah.
I know who you mean.
Yep, there you go. Let's see. We'll jump back over here to YouTube real quick. We got a few of those come in. We got Dylan Sharding coming back in. He says, please upgrade my Section 9 ability. Thank you.
He's referring to the Section 9 in the Jericho files.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Kira Ninja 00 with $2 says, hey, Pop, would you go on Donut Operator Show?
Of course, in a heartbeat. Set
The
it up.
The Unsubscribed podcast? Hell yeah. That would be
I will
fucking awesome.
be on that. That dude's fucking a solid dude. I watch his shit all the time.
Hell yeah. Donut's awesome. See, Cool Cat, $2 sent in Cash App. All right. We will get to those here
All right.
momentarily. Let's see here. Where you at? Fucker jumped on me. Amazon Eve, $4.99. Why was there no Nuremberg for communism?
Because the communists pretty much set up Nuremberg.
Well, also, Nuremberg only happened after the government was defeated.
Yes.
And communism fizzled out. And I don't think there was a lot of pressure to start crucifying individuals
Yes.
from that former regime. It was already dicey enough with the USSR. I'm just saying.
That's correct.
Yep.
Well, some of those people deserve to get, dipped in acid until they no longer exist, but that's just me.
In
All right.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
In Minecraft. Let's see. Hell yeah, America with $5. Now, I've only started watching you guys recently. Thank you for coming in. Have you thought about making a Discord for this community? Swap stories, off the grid, talks, etc. So we do have a Gilded, but for some dumbass reason, the owners of Gilded are actually owned by the people that own Roblox, because we looked into this, and starting like July 15th, fancy that date, you have to have a Roblox account in order to use Gilded.
Oh, okay. So
I'm really hoping within the next month, the pushback against that will make them say, hey, that was an idea we just pulled out of our ass after we stuck our head up there.
Just kidding.
What would it take for us to set something like that up?
A lot of work.
It's a time issue, and time is the one thing that I do not have.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. But if you're a supporter on any of the supporter sites, local, Subscribestar, GiveSendBro, be sure to sign up for that, and then send in an email to redonkulas12.com, and Pop will forward the email to me, and we'll get you in there.
Yep.
See, Chris Jackson coming in $2. Show idea: Battle Dwarf and TFM talking spook.
Well, the thing with that is we've got these things called NDAs, and we have to be really careful about what it is that we talk about.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that, but it
can't, man.
Walls. It hits walls.
Yeah, and if you talk about it, you're going to hit the wall, and then they're going to take the stick to your balls.
Yeah, and I look terrible in Prison Orange, and I don't like Prison Loaf.
Yeah,
no. So. Let's see. And Alex Patino, last one over here on YouTube, $5. Earlier I read an article that Australia is considering allowing foreigners to join the Aussie Army to meet recruiting quotas. What could go wrong?
That's going to happen in the U.S. too. It's probably right now.
It's probably taking place right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're having foreign nationals join police forces.
Yes.
The next step, of course, is going to be the military.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to die for America.
Yeah.
No one wants to die for their government, to protect their country and their homeland. That's pretty sure a lot of people would. That's a whole different story.
Crazy thing is, back in the 90s, I served alongside 2 Irishmen and a Colombian who really wanted to be there and really wanted to be in the American Army. They were squared the fuck away.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see.
There you go. All right. Last one over here on Rumble. Tomahawk coming in. Says, I wanted my girlfriend Nancy, but that fucker Mando already requested it. Guess I'll have to settle for Hillary.
Oh!
God damn it!
Nobody likes you!
Oh, well, let's see here. Well, you know what? I don't think we haven't seen this one in a while.
We haven't seen this one in a while. Let's scream some more.
We call that one the Cat Tit Hillary.
Cat Tit Hillary. It's terrifying.
There you go.
Carry on.
Let's see here. We'll jump over here to Odyssey. We got a couple over here from Horridy Pudge Butt.
The what?
Itty Pudge Butt.
Okay.
They want to inject things in us like non-melanin challenged individuals did Pops X, allegedly. Take our money, seize our property, control the children, take our food, deprive us of a chance to make a living, and murder us if they can't do any of the following without resistance. Oh, fuck cheese.
Yeah.
Fuck cheese. That's an adjective I have not heard yet. I'm gonna have to write that one down. And he says, Pop's a nerd with a blood type curd.
Yeah, I like cheese.
Yeah.
Especially on pizza.
Yeah, it's fair.
I am going to either die with pizza in my mouth or balls deep in a hot ass 8 or above.
He's going to die with pizza or balls in his mouth? What?
No, balls deep. That's how I want to. Thank you for throwing out the confusion, you bastard.
That's fine.
Yeah. Let me iron out the confusion. Either a slice of pizza in one hand, or a pizza ass in the other.
That's fine.
That'll work. Or fighting a Mexican drug cartel that I challenged to a duel.
Okay.
That'd be fun. Let's see. I forgot to do a head count. We had 26 over on Odyssey here. We'll jump over here to the MGTOW chat. I know you guys are up to your MGTOW ways. Yeah, you are. Okay. I like that. We got 40 over there enjoying the debauchery going on over there. Let's see. First chat from J371. $5. Emailed a while back about trying to get custody of my son while my ex-wife is in the hospital. Got some good free advice from a lawyer. Part of me feels bad for taking this route, but I'll never get a better opportunity.
No, you have to
Don't
go
feel
for
bad.
the jugular.
Don't. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't feel bad.
No, yeah.
Says, my son's been with me full-time for close to 2 months now. We're both beyond happy, but I haven't been able to stop child support. Wish me luck, guys.
You got to file a motion. And
Yes.
apply for permanent custody
Yeah.
because she's in the hospital. And then after that, you have the child support reduced to nothing.
So what I did with mine was my ex blatantly ignored the court orders. I called that out and I petitioned for full custody and erasure of everything from the previous order, and it was granted without even going in front of a judge. The court, the clerk of the court
magistrate
just
did it.
granted it.
The magistrate.
The magistrate, yeah.
Nice.
You got lucky. Most of the magistrates are corrupt bitches.
This one just didn't care. She just wanted a piece of paper off of her desk. I
Yeah.
literally walked into her office that was stacked with paper, and she went, I said my name. She's like, signed a thing and went,
That was it. All right.
didn't even speak.
Nice.
Get the fuck out of here now.
Yep.
Let's see.
like
Next one, Crazy Uncle here with $10. Almost quit my secondary job today due to reasons of conscience. More info on Thursday when I have the time to write it out.
That's
I will just let you know that there's a certain hill I am willing to kill to hold. Forget hill to die on, because no man ever won war by dying for their country. They made that other guy die for their.
Correct.
Hubris. He's
General
not wrong.
Yep.
See, and N2, he's got a link here for you, Pop. I'll be sure to grab that. You want a bug out bike? Have a look at the Fatmoto gas bike, gasbike.net. Built up a diesel electric series hybrid. The 196cc diesel is available from Amazon for about $200. FWIW uses a hub motor and not a mid-drive electric motor like I did.
What was the CCs on that?
196.
Well, that'll
State of Michigan, it is just over statute for being a motorbike.
Huh.
It's 100 cc's in the state of Michigan.
I didn't know that. Okay. Carry on.
Carry on.
Well, that's pretty gay. All right, let's see here. Jump over to D-Live here, see if anybody dropped us some lemons.
Lemon. I don't see no lemons.
No lemons from D-Live, but we've got, how many people we got? Where's the numbers at there, damn it? Not giving me the numbers.
It's hard to see the viewers.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we got at least, I got a handful over there. Yeah, let's see here. Jumping over to Twitch, which may be going way of the dodo, has 13 over there.
All right.
And jump over here. Let me see if I can find those cash apps that we had come in here.
They're in the mail.
Yep, looks like we got quite a few there.
Yep.
Scroll up here to the first one here. We got Tony with $10. No comment. Again, guys, if you guys do send in the cash app, before you hit send, it will give you a prompt to type in a message. So short message. There we go. And there's that $10 from Alex Patino. He says $10 for message on email because YouTube sucks balls.
Fair enough.
Yes, it does. Let's see. Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. He says for $5. He's got a request. It's big, it's blue, and it's carried by an AOC. The annoying, opinionated cunt.
Yes.
Sounds refreshing, but it really isn't.
It really isn't.
We got Joseph sent in $25. Says, "Hey Pop, a little something. Keep up for the cause. Keep it up."
Thank you.
That's what she said. See, Heidi threw it in $25. Says, "Keep on, keeping on."
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, life's a garden. Dig it.
I like it.
Cool cat with $20. For what do you advise as two young cats to do?
In what was it again?
For what do you advise us young cats to do?
Work on self-excellence. Make yourself indispensable to the people around you. Be a man, take authority of what's around you. Make sure it runs and operates well. Because if every man took charge of his direct surroundings and followed those simple rules, it would be a completely different world.
I'm going to add to that, learn how to do as many things as you can. In the last couple of years, I started with learning how to make my own bread and brew meat and beer. Now I know how to grind my own grain. I know how to source my own grain. I know how to grow herbs. I know how to make probably a dozen different kinds of bread off the top of my head. Small engine repair like a lawnmower. I know how to do that stuff now. Taking care of a homestead. I know how to do that kind of stuff. Building a greenhouse and putting it up.
But doesn't get hit with the tree.
That doesn't get hit with my greenhouse got hit with the tree. That was terrible. Anyway, what I'm getting at is as many little skills as you can.
The word you want is versatility.
Yes, versatility. Become versatile.
And excellent.
Yes.
There you go.
What's the saying go? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
There you go. And let's see. Susan McCarley's Cash App here, $20, says just because it's necessary.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much. Let's see. And it looks like that is all of the Cash Apps there. Let me jump back through all the other chats here, make sure we're not missing anybody. Let's see. Oh, yep. Got one from Mergalito with $5 on YouTube. He says, hey, First Sarge, would you love to see, or would you love to do an ETS video? These kids, junior NCOs and 36-month enlistees are being spit out into a time warp.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that's a really good idea. I could easily do that. ETS video, no problem. It'll be a fucked up comedy ETS video, but I think I could do it.
There you go.
Just like I did Deploy Ahoy.
Yeah. My first day, that first morning I got out, I went down to the PX, bought a paper because I was still on post for a little bit, came home and made myself breakfast and a pot of coffee and took 2.5 hours to eat breakfast while reading the paper. I hadn't done that in 11 years.
There you go.
There you go. All right. See, that all catches up on YouTube here. Looks like Rumble is about ready to finish up here. No more over on Odyssey. MGTOW is looking good, and no lemons from
K-Note on Rumble, and we got another Brendan Monahan.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Brendan Monahan. It's K-Notes. The full quote is, Jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of none.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the full quote. It's true.
That's the full quote. Okay. Yep. Let's see. And Brendan Monahan's $25 donation here says, never forget that these tiny hats in charge want us to live in pods, eat the bugs, no matter how sick they make us, take force injections that can kill our kids, and adhere to a slave-style social credit score.
Logan's Run.
Yep.
And the Eloy, because they're harvesting organs too. So,
yep. But that does it for all of the donations tonight. So I think we ran just a little bit over time. We had quite the history lesson tonight from Battle Dwarf.
I'll suck it up.
And listen, we need to have these history lessons. His mind works a lot better than mine, so he can go into a lot more of the details, which I very much appreciate because it needs to happen. Because a lot of shit that's happening, it's going to happen and is happening in this century. We've already seen the pattern in the last century. And we proved that today by showing you the presidential edicts and the rise of the CCP.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Russia, too. I sent those links, too. We just didn't have time to get to them.
I have a 1-hour commute each way during the day for the last little more than a year. What I've been doing is listening to history.
That's fucking awesome.
So I've just been pounding history into my head for hours a day.
I like it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Phrasing.
There you go. Alrighty, Pop. I believe we're ready for a safety review.
All right, everybody. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Never works out. If you absolutely must fornicate, wear a condom. Be careful about it. Flush it down the toilet or take it with you and avoid the burning ring of fire. If you must engage in fisticuffs or any type of combat actions, run first. If you can't, don't go to the ground because that's where you get piled on and stomped out. All right? Do everything in your power to run away. Next, rack up, pack up, and stack up. Maintain situational awareness because if you're going to be attacked, something in the environment will be different, and it's up to you to see it. There you go.
There you go. Any last words, Battle Dwarf?
A trite one. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It has never applied more.
Yep.
That is true. And, well, my passing words are, well, pay attention to history, learn about history, because history is repeating and rhyming as we speak. Sometimes in the near future, things are going to get very dynamic. Be sure to keep your head down and well, keep your blood flowing.
Yeah. Preferably within your own body.
Yeah. Yes, please keep all bodily fluids inside your body at all times.
Yes.
There you go. That's actually a good bumper sticker. But anyways, we are out of here, gents.
Take it easy.